This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Shotgun for Norris. Looks like a blitz coming by the Rams. Turn, hand off McFarland. Got a hole up the right side, trying to lean forward. Leans, he does. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Trojans.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Craw-Can Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bender on 7, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Call Service, Chicken Annie's Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, G&W Foods, Girard Medical Center, Hydrix Appliance, Jagged Edge, Canar Eye Care, Kim Kravitz Photo, Larid Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug Store, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Paoni Dental, The Producers Co-op Agronomy Center, The Market 120, and the Producers Co-op Farm Store.
Shotgun here for Siebert. Definitely 2-down territory at this point. Everywhere it will be. Straight chop. Good timing. Thomason again. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. A 27-yard pitch and catch.
It's time for Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Well, if you've got gills, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a place for you. It's in Cherokee County. It's Galena, Kansas, and the side of this game number 2 of the 2018 high school football season as the Girard Trojans make the trip down here in a rain-soaked, drenched conditions here in southeast Kansas, throughout southeast Kansas. The weather, no doubt, will be a factor in this ball game as we talk about it. It's certainly not as bad as it was when we got here, but the rain and the field conditions and all that are as much a factor in this game as offensive defense as we get ready for this ball game. The Girard Trojans taking on the Galena Bulldogs. BJ Harris with you. Alongside me is Dale Shireman as we settle in for this one. The Trojans coming at 1-0, coming off a 26-0 win over Baxter Springs. Trojans scored on their second offensive drive on a 45-yard touchdown pass from Ty Norris to Creed Curran. It was a beauty of a catch by Creed. And then the Trojans had a couple stops. Troike, a 64-yard reception from Norris. And that would be the second of 3 touchdown passes Ty Norris would have. The third would come to Chandler Humble about midway through the second quarter. And the Trojans would take a 21-0 lead in halftime. The defense was phenomenal throughout the night. Trojans would tack on one, a 12-yard touchdown run by Creed Curran. 2-point conversion was good, make it 26-0, and that would be the final in that ball game as the Trojans get off on a great start in 2018. Galena Bulldogs 1-0 in this season, 1-0 in the CNC. They're coming off an 11-1 season a year ago, lost in the quarterfinals, the regionals, right here in this home field to Silver Lake, and they're coming off a 52-6 win over Riverton in week 1. In that game, they racked up 389 yards of total offense, 229 yards on the ground, 160 through the air. It's a pretty balanced attack, really. And 10 of 13 passing from their quarterback, J.C. Shelton, who is a 4-year starter for them and a guy who is certainly going to be a factor. But, Dale, we come into this ball game, and we'll talk about the weather some. But before that, looking back to last week and the ball game against the Baxter Springs Lions, a lot of good things, certainly some things to work on.
Oh, no doubt about it. Defense looked excellent. Defensive line, especially where I was focusing in on. They played their positions well, and they did everything fundamentally that we needed to do. Now, like you said, there are some things that we worked on throughout the week. I went out and watched a couple practices. We worked on a little bit of offensive line. Looked like we might have picked up a little bit more of assignments. And a lot of what hurt us was some stunts that we weren't quite ready for, and I think we worked on that quite a bit this week.
Well, we'll see if it helps as they come in here. This is going to be a tough ball game. Galena, a team back in the day, not a perennial power. They have been a perennial power and coming up one of their best seasons ever a year ago. They lost a lot from that team, but always well coached, and this should be a dandy here tonight. A Mud Bowl in week number 2. We still got plenty more come here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show as we will hear from the head coach of the Galena Bulldogs, Bo Sarwinski. We'll hear from the head coach of the Trojans, Neil Philpott, will walk you around the area and get you some idea of what else is going on in Southeast Kansas, Southwest Missouri, and get you ready for kickoff in this one. This is the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And, of course, Girard Sports Live, presented by Crocan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crocan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crocan has to offer at ckt.net. Girard Sports Live coming off our best broadcast ever. Most people we've ever had watch, and we hope that people settle in for this one, as it's going to be a rainy one here in Galena. We're back in 2 minutes. We hear from the head coach of the Galena Bulldogs, Bo Sarwinski, on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show right here on your home for Girard Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
Crocan wants to say thank you to everyone who voted us the best internet service provider, the best cable TV provider, and the best in overall customer service in the 2018 Morning Sun Best of the Best contest. And don't forget to join us for our annual Customer Appreciation Cookout on September 15th from 11 to 2. Swing by the Crocan Business Office for lunch and let us thank you for being a supportive customer. Good luck this year, Trojans, from all of your friends at Crocan. And remember, don't get bit, get Gigabit.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
Welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as we are working our way till kickoff with the Girard Trojans and the Galena Bulldogs. And earlier this week, our partner Mike Snow from 100.7 got a chance to catch up with the coach of the Galena Bulldogs, Bo Sarwinski, and talked about what it was like in week number 1 to get the win over the Riverton Rams.
It was a game that we really needed to play, like we talked about last week, and I felt like our kids were ready to play, and we were able to play a lot of kids. So anytime you can get a lot of kids on the field and play, it's always a good thing, and get them some Friday night experience. That's a good thing. We were able to get some film and look at those things and talk to our kids about some of the mistakes that we made and those things that we can clean up and get better. And hopefully this week we've focused on those things to try to get better for the Girard Trojans.
Yeah, and you mentioned Girard. You've got them coming in this week, and they were one of the question marks. Everybody knew at Media Day their line was back. They lost a lot of skill guys, but I felt like they went down to Baxter and beat a pretty decent Baxter team pretty handily, 26-0. What does the Trojans do, Coach, that concern you?
Well, they're a little different than they were last year. Last year it seemed like they were spreading it out and trying to throw it a little bit. This year, what we saw early on here, obviously I'm sure they're going to do some different things or some new things to build on what they're doing, but, they're going to line up and run some beer type stuff and I formation and kind of get after it. Kind of remind me some of the, older Colgan teams, and even some of the older Girard teams, Craig Crispino when he was there, and lining up and getting after it a little bit, and trying to put your defensive ends in conflict and things of that nature. So they're doing some really nice things. And we just feel like we got to play real discipline this week in assignment football, because if we don't, they're going to exploit us.
Anytime you play a defense that pitches a shutout the week before, there has to be concerns. What are they doing defensively that could give you some problems?
Defensively, they're pretty sound. They look like, when we watch them on film, they do a good job of playing assignment football. Their front four do a nice job of filling their gaps and reading and not getting out of position. Their linebacker core do a good job in running situations, but also do a nice job of getting out, covering the pass. So they're pretty athletic and pretty, are actually more physical than they were last year, and we feel like we're going to have to make sure we know our job and our assignment. Our offensive line and our backs. We got to make sure every play we got to know what we're doing when they blitz and line up. So if we don't do those things and we miss assignments, they're going to create a lot of problems for us. So, but they're a nice football team, and we look forward to the challenge.
Well, you mentioned you got some things on film, some areas you need to improve on. What are some of those areas that you kind of focused on this week to make yourselves better?
Anytime you've got a young offensive line like we do, a lot of it is, we don't want to be indecisive. I think sometimes we got some kids that, we've thrown a lot at them the, first 3-4 weeks of the season here and, in preseason, and we're hoping they know what's going on. Well, then all of a sudden we got a game, and we're a little indecisive at times. So as coaches, I think we got to back up a little bit, slow down, and focus, and make sure our kids know exactly what they're doing up front against whatever defense that we're going to face. And I feel like those are some things we really focused on this week up front. Is just let's don't be indecisive. Know your communicate and talk and know your job, and if you can do that, then we feel like good things are going to happen.
That's Mike Snow talking with the head coach of the Galena Bulldogs, Bo Sarwinski, here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll take a quick break. We come back, we'll hear from the head man for the Trojans, Neil Philpott, on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Girard Medical Center now offers both outpatient pulmonary and cardiac rehabilitation services. Our approach combines physical therapy, respiratory therapy, behavioral health, and nutrition to help you become more fit and active.
With cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we want to focus on lifestyle changes. We provide people with education to help prevent further events.
Each treatment is unique to the individual patient because at Girard Medical Center, we care for our communities one patient at a time. Call us at 620-724-5126.
Mathis Drug Store Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drug Store, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
Peony Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Peony DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Peony has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Peony Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new Ceric Dental System, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to peonydental.com.
It's time for our anniversary sale. D-Rail Commodity Flooring and Furniture is celebrating over 50 years in business. From humble beginnings 50 years ago, HMS Enterprises has grown to 16 stores. With our buying power, we can offer you the best in truckload savings with some carpet styles starting at $7.20 a square yard. Save big in September with these amazing anniversary sale special prices on carpet, LVT, remnants, furniture, and more. Register to win a $500 shopping spree in-store.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Welcome back to Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you as we get set for game number 2 of the 2018 high school football season. The Girard Trojans taking on the Galena Bulldogs. Getting ready to talk to the head coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott. Coach, it's good to always go to week number 2 with a win. A good trip down to Baxter Springs. Opportunity there to get some game evaluation of your team and get a win as well. After week 1, what do you think some of the weaknesses and strengths were of the Trojans?
It was a good win, like you said. It's always nice to start with one and get one under your belt, especially when you're going in to play a team like Galena. But, you know, we had a lot of good effort, a lot of good communication out of our defense. I think that was a really good takeaway from that first game early. You know, a couple things we could do better is just some technique, fundamental stuff, really play through what we need to do and not, effort got us a long ways, and we got to have that. Now we just got to refine it and really kind of hone in on some of the stuff we're doing to be even better.
Yeah, certainly the defense was a bright spot, and I thought you guys hold them obviously to no points and pretty dominant performance at times. On the offensive side of the ball, I guess the one thing I probably noticed different from a year ago is just more dynamic, I guess would maybe be the way to describe it. There's some guys that can make some plays, and it just seemed they more comfortable in what they were doing. Obviously, there were some times where it sputtered, but in general, just overall playmaking ability, some big touchdown passes to get you guys on the scoreboard, and just keeping a defense off balance. Pretty impressive on the offensive side at times, too.
Going back and looking at it, I kind of felt the same thing. You know, I mean, we had some guys kind of make some big plays, and we lacked that a little bit last year. The big play, and I think, you know, we had some kids step up and do some good things. We threw the ball well when we had to. Probably not going to throw it 30 times a game, but when we throw it, we need to be efficient and effective with it. Our kids did a pretty good job with that. I think it's coming with some familiarity with it and some hearing it a year and doing it for a year, and I think those guys are starting to feel more comfortable with it, and that allows them to play a little faster.
Yeah, playmaking ability, some of that came in the form of Devin Troike, and we talked a little bit about him last week before the pregame, coming out for the first time here in high school, and such a good athlete, but 64-yard touchdown catch, and on the punt returns, a guy that looks like he could always almost take it to the house, and so that's a guy other opposing teams certainly have to have circled on their preparation chart.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, and you know, he's a edgy player. I mean, really, watching him play basketball a year ago, you kind of see him on the field or see him on the court, just see things and understand things, and I think he's got that. He's pretty smart, even though he hasn't played very much football. I quizzed him quite a bit at times, and he's got a pretty decent understanding of things and just a general athletic awareness and spatial awareness and things like that. He does very well. He's a good athlete. He can run. He's got some moves, and he's going to bring another kind of a different dynamic for us too. He'll help us a lot.
Well, I guess I've heard you mention technique and kind of those fundamentals a little bit. That's okay going in from week 1 to week 2. A lot of times guys got to go back to their drawing board and make sure everybody knows what the heck they're doing. So going to work this week, what were a few things that you kind of had to focus on to make sure you're ready to go with the Bulldogs?
Well, he's a very well coached team. They know what they're doing. I mean, if you look at them, they play with a lot of confidence because they know what they're doing. They play fast. And teams like that, if you're not playing low, you're not playing with your hands, you're not hitting your gaps, you're not doing those things on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to exploit you on it a little bit. They'll put you on skates and run you down the field a little bit. So things like that have been an emphasis for us all week. Offensive side of things, we got to clean some things up, and we've talked about that. We've made some adjustments here and there on maybe how to block something a little bit better and communication on that side of things. And it's just those little things when you play good teams, and Galena's a very good team, that if you're not doing them, you're going to find yourself getting beat, even though you're giving good effort. So I want kids to understand that and see that. We saw that on film where hey, this is great play because your effort was great and you won it because of the effort, but here's what's going to happen if you don't play with some technique. And that's what the first week film is always valuable for.
Well, there's got to be, I hope, a sense from these guys, and tell me if this is any bit of a motivating factor, but the crowd down there the other night was many people I've seen at an away game in quite some time. We had as many people watching as we've ever had for any broadcast we've done. You got the new turf that's open today and open this week. Do they feel that sense of excitement around the program right now, and is that a motivating factor?
I think so. I mean, there was a lot. We played middle school game at home last night on the turf, and there was a lot of excitement there. There was a lot of people at that game, and so I think that brings a level to it. Our kids, we have a lot of seniors that are excited for the year and really want to have a good year going out. I think they have some urgency to them, and so the buy-in is there. I believe right now, and that's big, and that's awesome. So we need to foster that a little bit and create that culture and keep it rolling.
Well, win over the Galena Bulldogs will certainly help lead to that, and that's the goal here tonight. We appreciate your time as always, Coach, and good luck against Galena.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Head coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott, joining us here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live. We'll step away, take a quick break. Still to come, we've got your keys to the game, starting lineups, over to kickoff from Galena. Trojans, Bulldogs next on Girard Sports Live.
McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net. or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. While you're there, be sure to ask about My Mobile Money and mobile banking, Guardian Secure Checking, and People Pay. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Go Trojans!
How about that? Take a look at our shot of the week. Shot of the game brought to you by Kim Kravitz's Photo. That's a good-looking shot of D. Weidman taking on one of those runnings from Baxter Springs. A dominant effort by the defense, and that's one of the great shots we have this week so far. Kim Kravitz's Photo is a boutique photography studio specializing in high school senior photos and sports photography. She's pretty good at it. Take a look at that shot. Let Kim capture your memories. Learn more at kimkravitzphoto.com or call 620-704-7474. Girard Trojans, Galena Bulldogs getting ready to hook up here in Galena. Going through their starting lineups. We will do their starting lineups as well as we talk about the Girard Trojans and their offense will take the field. Ty Norris going to lead them again. 3 touchdown passes a week ago. All in the first half. Ty will be the quarterback. Running backs will be Creed Curran. Fullback is Chandler Humble. Chandler tonight, I thought, not a bad job for his first time playing in that position, and he had over 100 yards rushing in that ball game. Pretty quiet 100 yards for him. We'll only see what he can do if he's not quiet about it. Wide receivers Gage Shirtano and Evan Troik will get in there, along with Colton Kirby in the start. The tight ends, Caden Harrison up front for the Trojans. I look for a better offensive effort from these guys tonight, although they'll be going to go to probably a better front four than they did last week, but I think we'll see improvement from week 1 to week 2. Number 64, Wade Boatman, is the center. Guards are Cole Cuthbertson and Joseph Dixon. Tackles are Carter Doherty and Chase Bryant. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by our friends there at Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge, just let the Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylists Carla Sands, Robin Hawkins, and Eva Vietti will have you looking your best at your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. Keys to the game brought to you by our friends at Bender on 7. The key to satisfying your appetite is to stop at Bender. Get in there. It's dry in there, I bet you. And you can go in there and have a great supper here on a Friday and watch the game. They have it on the air right there at the Bender on 7. Quickly becoming Girard's favorite with great daily specials tonight. Get to the Bender and watch the game. Check out the outdoor patio. It might be a little wet. Enjoy your Friday night steak tip special. Bender on 7. Dine in or for pickup, give them a call at 620-724-4860. Dale, your keys to the game in this one.
Well, I think no doubt the keys to this game is going to be ball control. We're going to have to keep the ball. We're going to have to keep it away from Galena, and we're going to have to hold on to that ball. That ball's going to be wet. The ground's wet, and as you can see, there's water standing everywhere. So being a running back, I can tell you, you're going to have to hold on to that ball tight.
Well, the Trojans won the toss, elected to defer, so they will be on defense, give the ball to the Galena offense. Offense tonight is going to be tough, certainly at times, but we're very fortunate. You just stand right here in front of me, and I'll watch this, and we'll be good to go. The offense and all that will be tough here tonight, but I think we're fortunate that the rain did kind of slow down a little bit, and we'll get it going on here in Galena, week number 2. Take a look at your area matchups. Area matchups brought to you by our friends at Bumper to Bumper of Girard, formerly Brenneman Auto Parts. Bumper to Bumper has been serving the Girard area since 1935. Come in and talk with Willie if you're in the need for belts, Bosch brake pads, Wicks filters, Timekin bearings, and so much more. Bumper to Bumper, 101 East Prairie Street in Girard. And, the weekend matchups here, not a lot of big-time matchups, but some that are certainly of note. One of those in the CNC, St. Mary's Colgan at Frontenac. That's a legendary rivalry there. Columbus is at Coffeyville. Riverton's at Baxter Springs. Pittsburgh at Chanute in the SEK. Pittsburgh, one of the top 5 teams in Class 4A. Columbus at Coffeyville. I already mentioned that one. Fort Scott at Paola. Independence at Labette County. Parsons at Anderson County in the SEK. Tri-Valley, Caney Valley at Eureka. Leon Bluestem at Cherryville. Erie at Neodesha. Those are some matchups from around the area. Across the state line, not far from here, Webb City is at Neosho. Coach Miller, Leon Miller's got the Neosho Wildcats at 2-0. They may that may come to an abrupt stop tonight here against a really good team in the Webb City Cardinals. Opening kickoff brought to you by Larrett Ceramics, 503 West Maple in Girard. Is Bowman with a 7-yard approach, going to kick this one up end over end. Going to be fielded at the center field, center return, and not much start there. Maybe a return of about 5 yards. On the return, make sure you stop by Larrett Ceramics. Get creative when it comes to gift buying and get your friends and family a beautiful ceramic piece or maybe even sign up for classes. Larrett Ceramics, 503 West Maple. Give them a call at 620-724-8442. And the Bulldogs will have the ball to get things started here in this opening possession. Moving from right to left.
Again, number 5, J.C. Shelton.
As you can watch there, Bulldogs there in the white bottoms. Blue tops, blue helmets. That front four of the Trojans, so big tonight. J.C. Shelton at quarterback. Helton right behind him. End around on the right side. Trying to pick his way. Can't get through there. Bottled up. And brought down in the backfield. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. And good job by the Trojans stretching that one out there.
Great job by the defense. Doherty did exactly what he needed to do. Stretch it to the outside, turning back in. Linebackers were there to take care of it.
And so the Trojans get a nice stop there on first down. That was carried by Cooper Lawson, the other running back. J.C. Shelton's a quarterback, and they'll go heavy dose of him and heavy dose of number 25, Joseph Helton, the other running back. Those guys been playing for a long time. Here is Helton. Turn handoff. Good hard run by him. Jumping on was Weidman, but he get over there a little late and A big gain on second down will give them an opportunity here on third down. Third down and a short 5 here for the Bulldogs. Trojans would love to get a stop here on this opening drive. Bulldogs will run plays in and out with their wide receivers. Again, that 4-man front for the Trojans. Colton Kirby in there at the tackle, or at the linebacker spot. He had a nice play on that first one as well. Here is Shelton, quarterback keeper, little draw, trying to get up there, and he's going to be brought down just short. What a good play there by Chandler Humble. Coming in from behind, he ducked underneath the defender, got on his back, and brought him down. It's going to be a yard short and a decision time here for the Bulldogs. And this is actually a bit of a decision early on because a lot of weird stuff can happen. Now, the rain is pretty much stopped here, and so that may not be an issue for punting. But if you're the Bulldogs, an early chance maybe to try to go get a first down. 14 seconds now, 11 seconds on the play clock. And so they're going to have to hustle, but pretty important play here on this first drive. Shotgun here, snap back, going to punt, quick kick. That's okay. Trojans will take that. That's a good play on Galena's part, but also for the Trojans, they're going to get the ball back and a stop on defense to get things started as the Trojans will have it from their own about 19-yard line. And their first offensive possession will start right there. So Trojans force a punt by Galena. And now the Trojans will start at their own 19 here with 9:48 to play in this opening quarter. First offensive possession of the game for the Trojans. Only man in the backfield is going to be Chandler Humble. Under center will be Norris. He'll send a man in motion. That's Curran. And a lot of pressure. Norris going to sneak out of there, though. Break up a couple of tackles. He's going to get a gain of about 3 on the play up to the 22-yard line. And that will give him a gain of 3. And that didn't look like it was going to be great coming off the start, but it ends up being a pretty good play for the Trojans to get a few yards. And so the Trojans two wide receivers to the far side, one to the near side. This time Norris in shotgun with Humble to his left. He'll keep it himself again, a kind of attack. Nice little cutback lane to the near side. He didn't see it, and not much there. In fact, a loss of 2 on the play. It'll bring up a third down and about 9 for the Trojans from their own 20-yard line. 8:54 to play.
Bulldogs defensive line very active here in the first couple of plays of the series.
All right, here come the Trojans. A long third down here. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Humble will stand in there to be his blocker on the left side. Norris, lots of pressure, nothing doing. Chase Bryant got flat beat on this near side, and a good play there for the Bulldogs from number 6, Nick Sarwinski, the junior linebacker coming in on blitz, and Chase Bryant did not see him, didn't pick him up, and got right around him, and now a punting situation here, 4th and about 15 now for the Trojans. And it'll punt it away here for Cole Davis. Wobbly knuckleball kick, everybody away from it. It'll hit the ground, not going to get much of a roll in this soggy conditions, and that'll be at the Trojan. At the Trojan 39-yard line, that's where the Bulldogs will take over. And so now Galena will take over here at the Trojan 39 with 7:51 to play in this opening quarter. About what you'd expect here in a not great conditions and 2 teams that want to run the ball a little bit. Tied into the near side, tight end far side. So 2 tight, a wing to the near side. That's Sarwinski. Shotgun set for Shelton. Turn, handoff, Lawson. Lawson's going to be hit, and Chandler Humble had a tackle, couldn't get him down. Lawson dragging defenders. Derby McReynolds needs to buy a ticket if you're going to ride that long, and a big yards after carry on that play. It'll be a gain of right at 15 yards for Larson. And the Trojans are now got their backs against the wall here in the early going of this one. 7:43 to play in the opening quarter. Those scores so far. Turn on over to Helton, and not much there. Maybe he leans forward for a gain of 2 on the play. And they'll get a heavy dose of those two guys, Lawson, and Helton. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8 here for the Bulldogs. 7:17 to go first quarter. Clock continues to tick here. Wide receiver to the far side. Wide out over there is Logan Henderson. Under center this time, Shelton will go. Helton right behind him, and Lawson, and now a timeout. I don't think Henderson knew where he was going to be, and an early timeout in this ball game. The Trojans backs against the wall. 2nd down and 8 when we return. You're watching Trojan football on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Line.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays. 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Trojans looking at Galena really looking at a 2nd down and 8 from the 22-yard line. A little miscommunication there and an early timeout by Galena. We'll bring up this play here. Shelton going to quarterback keep. Simple play, cut back against the grain. Finding holes all over the place. And they get on you pretty quick, and he does for sure. That quarterback keeper's a pretty nice play, and from the 22 all the way down to the 5-yard line. And so a 17-yard pickup now, about a 16-yard pickup there down to the 6 for Shelton. And so those guys now, 3 plays, 3 different guys have touched it on this possession, and the Trojans trying to keep the Bulldogs out here, but 1st down and goal from the 6-yard line for Galena. They'll get all up and tight there. Serwinski just over the tackle, and then the running back's real close to him. Turn handoff Lawson. Lawson going to be about a gain of 3 on the play. He'll get up near the 3-yard line, and they'll have 2nd down and goal from the 3. Dale, that good push up front. Galena's always got some big guys up front, and Trojan defense getting blocked a little bit.
They are. They're double teaming our tackles right there, and they just pushed us right out of the way. So we're going to have to handle that a little bit better, maybe fall to the ground, make the pile right there, so he's got to cut.
Yeah, making a bunch of mess right there in the hole is a good thing. 6:01 to play as Shelton will get under center. Helton right behind him. Turn, hand off to that big fella, just trying to get a push. Quarterback gives him a push and a touchdown there for the Galena Bulldogs. As that was a pretty nice drive for them. They had short field position, 37-yard line is where they started that thing. So that one just an easy handoff to Helton. And 37 yards later, they punch it in on a 5-play drive. Punch it in here with .552 to play. They'll line up, go for 2 on this play. Send a man in motion. Now, Shelton's trying to bust a play maybe just a little bit, and he's not going to get in. Oh, he does get in. They give it to him on the 2-point conversion. And so that will move the score to 8-0 on the quarterback keeper on the 2-point conversion, and the Trojans now down by 8. They'll get the ball back when we return. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Good luck, Trojans, from your friends at Crawcan. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
BJ Harris, Dale Shireman back with you here from Galena, the Trojans and the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs go down the field. They go 5 plays, 39 yards, cap it off on a 3-yard touchdown run by Joseph Helton. And score the 2-point conversion by Shelton to make the score 8-0 here in the early going of this one. Shelton will be the kicker here as he'll kick it deep for the Trojans. Curran going to be the guy that's going to get it at about the 6-yard line. Center return, trying to bounce outside. He's got a little running room, and he gets brought down across the 30, up near the 34-yard line. Pretty good return there by Creed. And it'll be at the 34 is where the Trojans will start this one. And that one was about a block away from being a big one.
Yeah, he's just 1 block away from breaking it big.
And so that's where they'll be here with 5:47. That play for that drive for Galena only took 2 minutes off the clock, but they had a short field. And now we'll see what the Trojan offense can try to bounce back. They went 3 plays and backwards on their last possession. 1 wide receiver far side, 1 to the near side. Fullback, Humble, tailback, Curran. Norris will go under center. Turn, handoff, trying to get it to Humble, and he runs into a big old pile. And there's what you were talking about, Dale, or Trojan defense. That defensive line, the tackle is going to be J.C. Shelton's, but that tackle was the front 4 because they made a pile right there at the point of attack, and Chandler had nowhere to go. Chandler can run through arm tackles, but he can't run through a pile that weighs about 1,000 pounds.
No, you got to give him a lane to run. So,
they don't put weights on here, but I can tell you what, Rico Gordon is pushing 3 bills, and it's only stacked about 5'10". So that's a big built boy right there over the ball. And so the challenge for Cole Cuthbertson right there with those 2 guys working against that big guy, Rico Gordon. And a little shift there. Pull the tackle out this way. Norris trying to pick his way through, and well played by Galena. Another loss of the play. That was a loss of about 4 on the play for Norris. Well, the first one was a loss of 2, and that one was a loss of 2. So back they go. Trojans having a hard time getting some movement here. Those 2 guys right over the guards are going to be some problems for the Trojans. That O-line's going to have to get to work. They do a line stunt too there. Norris going to roll out, trying to get a pass out there, and incomplete for the intended receiver, the tight end for the Trojans, Caden Harrison. That'll bring up a 4th down, another punting situation. And with 4:18 to play, the Trojans will punt it away to the Bulldogs. Back to punt it away again. Davis, there's a offsides probably. They didn't get it. He'll get a boot into it. And that's going to get a good roll for the Trojans across into Bulldog territory down to the 49-yard line. And so that's where Galena will take over this drive at their own 44 rather. You look at the offense sputtering a little bit. The defense, who was a strong point a week ago, they were getting gashed at times on that last possession.
They were. Galena up front doing some good things. They're double teaming up to the linebackers, so Girard's going to have to take that double team on the tackles.
We'll see if they can do it down inside the interior line. Brian will be right over the ball. And Dixon, it looks like, maybe in there as well. Shelton will get up under center with Helton right behind him. He'll give it to Lawson, going to the right side. Trojans trying to stretch it. He picks his way through there and finally brings him down. And a tackle made by Evan Troike, the free safety, coming in to trip him up, but after a gain of about 3 on the play. We'll give him 4 for Helton. I'm going to be glad when Helton and Shelton both graduate, because that doesn't make it any fun at all to try to keep track of those 2.
Galena's doing a good job. Their offensive line's doing a great job on latching on. Where last week we had 11 men to the ball. Everyone was flying pursuit drills. This week they're latching on us. We can't get off of them and get to the ball.
The nuance of football, if a guard can get to the linebacker, that changes everything. Trojans going to have to stop that. Send Sarwinski in motion. Turn, handoff, now pass. Ball comes loose. Oh! They're going to say it was a fumble. That thing, or an incomplete pass. That was not an incomplete pass. That thing hit his hand. It squirted right out as he pulled it up to pass. But they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. That may go back to the old tuck rule. And they just say down. That should have been a fumble. It would have been recovered by Galena anyways, but doesn't keep me from going on a rant.
No, it doesn't.
So for third down, Trojans need to stop here. 3:19 to go in the opening quarter. Trojans down 8-0 here to the Galena Bulldogs. Third down and about 7. 3 wide receivers near side. Helton right behind Shelton, the quarterback. He'll roll near side, looking downfield, trying to find a guy. He's got Lawson, well played. J-Hay intercepted by Wes J-Hay. Goes up and finds that one. Well played by him, and it is a pick by Wes J-Hay, and the defense gets the INT and a turnover here in the opening quarter. Wes, the other night, he had almost a fumble recovery. He was on the belly and it squirted out. And then he had one where he high-pointed it, comes up, hit him right in the hands, and dropped to the ground. That one in bad conditions, climbs a ladder, underthrown ball by Shelton, and he pulls it down, and the Trojans get a turnover here in this one. See if they can turn it into points with a good drive and some positive things on offense. Turn, option, Norris, flipped it, fumbled, right back to him. Well, then there's that.
It's hard to pitch that ball when it's wet.
It's hard to pitch that ball when the tackle's on your back as soon as you go down the line of scrimmage. That's so much penetration against the Trojan offense. You can't run the option whenever you can't get to the edge at all, even to try to get a look at it. And that was the situation there. Trojans squandered the opportunity there, and now it will be Bulldog football at the Girard 22-yard line. And they'll go for it here on 1st and 10. Turn, handoff, tripped up, and give Carter Doherty's left leg the credit for that tackle as it kind of got out there, and Helton ends up coming down after a gain of about 2. And so a 2-yard carry by the running back. Makes it 2nd down and 8 here for Galena. Boy, if the Trojan defense can get another stop. That was a good possession before the interception, and made even better by the interception by J-Hay. But Trojans are have to put another one here. Sarwinski the wing, 2 men in the backfield. Under center goes Shelton. Turn, handoff, Lawson. That dude is a load, and he gets a barrel and all the way down to the 3-yard line. That's almost inexcusable there. You got to go low on a guy like that. Nobody's going to be able to tackle him high. It's a 17-yard run by Lawson.
We had 2 guys touch him at the line of scrimmage, and
they touched him at about his shoulder pads.
Yep, you can't take him high.
And so they will line up at 1st down and goal at the 3-yard line. Josh, quarterback keeper for Shelton, and just running behind the big boys and push it into the end zone. A 3-yard touchdown run by Shelton.
All that was they lined up and ran right straight over our defensive line right there.
So a touchdown by Galena. So 2:07 to play. Trojans going to have to stop the bleeding a little bit here in this one. They will probably line up and go for 2 once again. And Helton will be right behind Shelton in that little 4-yard, maybe 3-yard pistol set. Turn, going to pass. Throw it out. He had his man. And complete to Lawson. And that's a pretty good play there on a 2-point conversion. Trojans need to find an answer here. Down 16-0. Early going to this one. 2:07 to play in the first quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
There's still a lot of football left to play, but a pretty big hole dug here. 16-0, 2:07 to play in the opening quarter of this one, but the best way to get out of a hole is to quit digging, put the shovel down, and try to get something. Let that go over your head there, young man, and into the end zone. Trojans will bring it out to the 20-yard line. That's where they'll start that drive, moving from left to right. Well, Dale, we were talking all the way down here, and I was referencing last night's game, that watching Emporia State's offense, and sometimes those coaches overthink things a little bit. Sometimes you just got the dudes, and right now Galena's got the dudes up front that the Trojans are going to have to figure out an answer, because it's nothing fancy. Nobody's going to win any ESPY awards for play calling in this one. Just turn around, hand it off, and run it up the gut. Trojans have to find an answer, see if they can do the same here on this possession. 2:07 to play. Here's a pass throw, and that's nearly a first down. Nice little completion there to Evan Troike. Trojans have tried to run, trap. They've tried to run the option. They have not really thrown a pass, and that time a pickup of about 6 yards on a completion to Evan Troike. And Trojans' most positive play of the game. So 2nd down and 4 here, minute 41 to play. Shotgun here for Norris. Humble to his right. Turn, pass rather, and it's going to be a catch. Nice one, going back to it, Troike, and the Trojans get their first down. One thing I was watching on that last one is I look back at Humble's back there. We talked about him last week, and he ran and did a really nice job, 103 yards. It's different blocking back there than it is up front, and that may be an area where the Trojans need to watch him a little bit, because he looks a little lost at times. That time they didn't bring any pressure, and that was able to get completed. A nice pickup there. Troike again. A gain of about 5. And a 1st down and 10. Norris looking downfield. Plenty of time. Lets it fly. Back to Troike. And he guys go up there and play defense a little bit. Does Evan. A free safety on defense. And I tell you, I'm encouraged by the protection the Trojans are giving Norris to let that develop. But nice coverage down the field by Henderson. Stride for stride with Troike and bring up a 2nd down and 10. 1:12 to play. In this first quarter, Trojans trail 16-0. They pick up their first down and bring up 2nd down and 10 now. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Humble right behind the quarterback, Norris. Creed going to turn, or rather hand off to Humble. Humble breaks a couple tackles. He's in the open field now, across the 45. Still on his feet across midfield, into the Bulldog territory, down to the 40-yard line, 38-yard line. A huge pickup there by Chandler Humble of 31 yards all the way down to the Bulldog 39-yard line. A 31-yard pickup by Chandler Humble, and the Trojans' biggest play of the game now, as they are inside Bulldog territory with 57 seconds to play in the first quarter. The big fellas who were in the middle were off for a little while. They've come back on now, and now the Trojans see what they can do there. Turn, handoff, go right back at those guys. Humble dragging a defender, going to get back to line of scrimmage at least. Tackle was made by the big fella, Rico Gordon. And no gain on the play for Humble. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 here for the Trojans. They do have to run a play. It's about a 7-second differential between play clock and game clock. 9 seconds on the play clock. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Shotgun Norris. Turn, pressure. And brought down in the backfield. This time brought down by number 56, Braden Roberts. And That's not a great way to end the first quarter, but the Trojans are inside Bulldog territory, at least maybe flip the field. They'll have a third down and about 15, 16 when we return. The Trojans trying to get something going when we return to the second quarter.
Girard Medical Center now offers both outpatient pulmonary and cardiac rehabilitation services. Our approach combines physical therapy, respiratory therapy, behavioral health, and nutrition to help you become more fit and active.
With cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we want to focus on lifestyle changes. We provide people with education to help prevent further events.
Each treatment is unique to the individual patient because at Girard Medical Center, we care for our communities one patient at a time. Call us at 620-724-5126. It's time for our anniversary sale. D-Rail Commodity Flooring and Furniture is celebrating over 50 years in business. From humble beginnings 50 years ago, HMS Enterprises has grown to 16 stores. With our buying power, we can offer you the best in truckload savings with some carpet styles starting at $7.20 a square yard. Save big in September with these amazing anniversary sale special prices on carpet, LVT, remnants, furniture, and more. Register to win a $500 shopping spree in-store.
Back out here in Galena, B.J. Harris along with Dale Shireman here as the Girard Trojans trying to overcome another obstacle here. Third down and about 17. I said 15. It's about 17 here for the Trojans. Opening play of the second quarter. Norris pump, little give it go. He's got Troike, throws it up. Evan goes up. He catches it between the legs. He makes the catch. Holy mackerel. That thing went up and came down to his belly between his legs, and he makes it. And all the way down to the 26-yard line. And that's going to be a nice pickup there for the Trojans, as from the 46 down to the 26, a 20-yard completion for Evan Troike. His third catch on this drive, 31 yards receiving on this drive alone, and the Trojans pick up a huge first down to begin the second quarter. Boy, a score here would change the energy a little bit, I'm sure. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Send a man in motion. That's Curran. Snap back Norris. Norris going to not read that one very well, and going to be picked up by Sarwinski. And a loss, they back it up to the 36-yard line, so it's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play. 31-yard line, rather, loss of 5. So second down and 15 for the Trojans. That time, I'm not sure what the read was, but I think it was played pretty well up front on the dive, and he probably made the right read pulling it out there, but nothing doing. Well played. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near side is Troike. They've got him isoloed up. Now they'll bring help over with Lawson. There's a good read by Norris that time, and man, that dude can play. Number 77, I've talked about Rico Gordon, but 77's Weston Ward, and he looks a little more like the guy that bought a play down there. He's probably 6'1", 6'2", and beefy. And that looked like it was going to be a big run, and he got about a fingernail on Ty Norris and limiting just a 4-yard pickup on that play. Seventh play of this drive, though, for the Trojans. Started in about the 2:07 mark of the first quarter. Norris. Look, little option pass. He's got Curran, and it's just out of his reach. What a great play there. Good play call, and just out of the reach. A little overthrown, perhaps. Creed throws his hands up a little late as well, but that was a nice play, nearly completed to Creed Curran, and a good play call, too, because you know you're probably going to go 2 plays on this one.
Boy, he came wide open on that. They jumped to the middle where Troike was cutting across to, and Curran came wide open on that.
It is the second quarter. Change that on the score clock down there at the bottom. Troike this time to the far side. 4th down and 11 for the Trojans. Norris, pressure coming. Blitz comes. Trojans pick it up. Norris, you're going to let it fly. He wants it for Troike. He's going to throw that one up there, and wisely throws it down there, and that's better than a punt. Probably on that particular play, you don't have to punt the ball down to the 11-yard line. It's going to show up as an interception, but he just decided to throw it up. He had plenty of time. And the Trojans picked up the blitz coming up off the near side as well, and able to pick that up, but well covered down the field. And so at 9:55, The Trojans started that at their own 20-yard line. So a nice drive, a couple big plays, but come up empty-handed. Now see if the defense can make something happen here. Shelton will go under center. Turn, handoff up the middle, Lawson, and good play, well played up front for the Trojans. As they bring them down, a gain of about 2 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 8. Who made that one on the interior line?
Looked like Chase Bryant.
So the Trojans, 9:25 to play, 2nd quarter. Trojans trail 16-0 here at Galena. Under center will go Shelton. Helton and Lawson. Lawson will get it in his belly. Trojans trying to push it inside and stretch him out. Nice job by Colton Kirby getting the outside. That outside linebacker, inside linebacker getting the edge and scraping. And then turn stuff inside. Trojan help finally came, and it's going to be a gain of about 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Great job by Doherty holding his outside arm free, getting out there, making him turn it in, and then Colton Kirby came up there to make him for sure turn inside.
Well, it's 2 layers of things. The DN's got to do it, and if they can bounce it around the DN, well, he's got to bounce it. That means he's got to go backwards a little bit, and then if the linebacker can make him do it again, then you know you got plenty of time for all the help to get over there, and that's what happened right there. Very well played by the Trojans. Shotgun here for Shelton, and a penalty flag, our first of the ball game, will be thrown, and it's going to be illegal procedure there against the Bulldogs. And that's a nice play there because that'll back them up beyond 10 yards. It'll bring up about a 3rd down and 11 now for Galena.
Play might not be bad since they're coming hard too.
Stops the clock with 8:33 to play. And those plays, that big run by Chandler Hummel and then the completion of 20 yards to Evan Troike helped flip the field. The Trojans have been playing with their back against the wall the whole entire time. The fumble didn't help, and that's something as a coaching staff you can say, hey, guys, they score on us, but they've done it with a short field. If we make them march it, we can do some different stuff. Here's Shelton. Got to get off the field here. Straight drop. Flushed a little bit. Pressure coming. Gets away. One. Dropped in the backfield. It's going to be a safety. The Trojans get the stop and a sack all the way back. Shelton lost his footing as well, and the Trojans score a safety to try to get on the board here. They do. They'll get the ball back as well, and a big-time defensive play for Girard.
Great job by the 2 interior linemen. I believe that was sophomore Eli Tucker getting back there. He put a little pressure on him, made him turn, and he lost his feet and just fell to the ground right there.
Well done for the Trojans. That defense, they stood up strong on that play, and the Trojans will get the ball here after the score. We'll keep it right here. Makes the score 16-2, but talk about the boost that could give for the Trojans. There's a couple of pretty good defensive possessions for Girard.
Not bad at all by the defense. Interior line is handling the offensive line. Those 2 series right there a little bit better, and our offense gave Ty Norris quite a bit of time to throw the ball too.
Yeah, that last offensive possession started at their own 20-yard line and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays, 9 plays, and it ended on an interception. Down to the 10 is where the ball ended up on the interception. They drove it down to about the 21, so from 120 to the other 20, not a bad drive. Just want to get points out of it. But the safety, it's a rare play you don't see every day. And the Trojans should get decent field position. You can do one of 2 things, or you can kick it off or you can punt it. But they're going to kick off from their own 20-yard line. Curran and Troike back to receive this one. That they stand at the stacked on top of one another at about the 30-yard line and the 33-yard line, respectively. Troike in front of Curran. Here's the approach by Shelton. He'll kick this one end over end. That'll be returnable, but it's going to hit short. Creed will come up, or Troike rather will come up and get that one, trying to pick his way through, and he'll get flung forward up across the 50-yard line inside Bulldog territory, and not a bad return. That was fielded at about the 39-yard line, and about an 11-yard return, and that's where the Trojan offense will come to play. The passing game on that last drive, I think, loosened things up a little bit. They hit a couple of ones to Troike, and that loosened things up for the offense. I think the O-line has done a much better job on pass protection than they have done on run blocking. But this is where the Bulldogs, or the Trojans, will start right at midfield, right at the 50. I thought he got inside their territory. Gosh darn it. First down and 10. 7:58 to play, opening half. Toss sweep, far side, Creed. It's student body right. Got to get to the edge. Can't do it. They stretch it out nicely. Well played by Shelton, Sarwinski, and Helton in on that play, out to the outside, and a loss of 1 on the play on the toss sweep.
Boyd just looking for that cutback lane. Stretch it out, stretch it out. Galena did a great job with it, but that cutback lane is there. We've got to find it just one time and tighten them up just a little bit.
You also run that to the short side, so you don't have as much time to stretch that out, but I don't think it was going to matter on that particular play. Shirtano to the far side, Curran and Troike to the near side. Pistol set here for Norris with Humble to his left. Straight drop. Looks down, lets it fly. Wants his guy. He throws it to the back shoulder, intended for Harrison, and just a little off the mark there by Norris. A good route, and it was open. Plenty of separation there. If he puts it towards the sideline, it'll be a better spot than behind him. And
yeah, it's hard to plant your feet and go backwards on a field like this today, but Norris just needs to lead him just a little bit.
Well, he's got plenty of time, too. They are pass blocking pretty well. Step up in the pocket and deliver that ball and rifle it to the edge. It's safer throw over to that way anyways, because if it pops up, it's going to go out of bounds. Same possession. Same formation, rather. 3rd down and 11. Straight drop again, Norris. Plenty of time. Throws it underneath. Troike, he's got the first down. Across the 40, 35, up near the 30. Now down to the 27-yard line. A huge pickup there for Evan Troike. A gain of 25 yards on the play on the screen pass underneath. And the Trojans pick up a first down on 3rd and 11.
Great ball by Norris. Great concentration by Troike, and then the run afterwards.
Yeah, it's about a 9-yard, 10-yard completion, and he did the rest. Well, probably about a 7-yard completion, and he did the rest on his foot to pick up a 25-yard pitch and catch from Ty Norris to Evan Troike. And now the Trojans back in business, 1st down and 10 at the Bulldog 28. High snap, turn handoff Humble, and Chandler going to rumble forward for not much there, maybe a back to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to give him about a 1-yard gain on that play.
Those 2 D tackles are below to move, and
those are some big dudes. They know where the cafeteria is in Galena High School.
No question about it.
Mama's food bill for those 2 fellas. That was kind of like me. They look better than I did. 1-yard gain on the play. 2 wide receivers near side. 6-12 to play. Straight drop. Everybody out and run. Let it fly. He throws it behind the receiver again. Man, that is just another good route. Creed Curran in it. And again, another one Creed would say, I probably should have caught it, but not a great ball there a little behind him, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9.
I don't know if Norris is not gripping the ball quite right or it's just a little bit behind him. If that's on stride, boy, he's still running.
.6:07 to play. Clock stops on the incomplete pass here in this first half. Trojans trail at 16-2. Got a safety on the last possession, trying to march it down here. 3rd down and 9. Troike ISO'd on the right side. They'll go man-to-man. Now they'll flow some help over to him. Norris going to step up, going to tuck it himself. Makes one guy miss. He does. He gets to the sidelines. He's got the first down. Up across the 10-yard line. Here to the 10-yard, across the 15, up to the 13-yard line. On the quarterback keeper, a little scramble play there for Ty Norris. We'll see where they mark the ball. That was at about the 30 or the 26 and all the way down to the 12-yard line. So a nice little gain there for Ty of about 14 yards on the scramble, and a fumble in the backfield and a penalty flag down to boot.
I think they're going to say Troike was moving forward instead of down the line.
Yeah, once you go in motion, you can't be leaning forward. And it is going to back the Trojans up 5 yards. Another big first down conversion, though, for the Trojans. They've had some big ones these last 2 possessions. And it'll bring up. You can decline it and still get the yards? Or was that a 5-yard loss on the play?
I
missed that. I guess they fell on top of it. Okay. -5 on that one. A fumble recovery. And it will bring up a 2nd down and 15. Take the play on the right side for Troike. 5:41 and counting in the first half. Norris with Humble to his left. Pistol set, drop back, lets it fly, throws it to the corner. He's got his man, throws it up for Troike. He makes the catch. Oh, in and out of his hands. Oh, my goodness. Hit the ground, and it came out. That was an incomplete pass. I will tell you this. Last year at Colgan, that was a touchdown against the Trojans. And the officials this time call it correctly, but last year they didn't, and it ended up going against Girard. But a good route, goes to the high point, catches the ball, and just couldn't hold on. That's a heartbreaker for the Trojans. 3rd down and 15 now with 5:30 to play. Continue to be impressed by the amount of time the Trojans are giving Ty Norris to look down the field for things to develop, but they're going to have to now on 3rd and 15. Certainly due to 2-down territory. You don't have to get it all right here. Here's Norris, straight drop. Now he'll pop it up, throw it over the middle, and complete. Another good route. The Trojans are getting open. That time Norris steps up into the pocket. That play's tough on him because it's a play action. He rides it up in there, and he doesn't drop back at all. He just got to pop up and let it go, and so he probably couldn't see as well as he needs to on that one.
Just needs to square his feet, though. He's still moving forward when he's throwing that ball. If he'd square his feet, I think that ball would be right on line.
So here the Trojans go now. 4th down and 15. Another time here inside. This again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th play of this drive, and a timeout going to be called by Coach Philpott. Pretty important possession here for the Trojans. 5:26 to play in this opening half of play. Trojans trail 16-2 here in Galena. And you're watching on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
16-2 your score. 5:26 to play first half in Galena. Trojans, week number 2 here against the Bulldogs. Both teams 1-0 coming into this ballgame. Galena got a win over Riverton, just housed them last week 52-6. Trojans took care of business down at Baxter Springs, 26-0. Last time we have to come to Cherokee County this season, as the Columbus Titans will come home next week in the home opener. We'll have it for you on Girard Sports Live. And now the Trojans on 4th down and 15, trying to convert. Straight drop for Norris. Throws it out and incomplete as intended for Humble. He kind of stretched out there, and I think Norris was throwing it where he wanted him to be and not where he was. And that's a turnover on downs on the incomplete pass. Trojans throw it, lose 5 yards on the fumble, and then throw 3 incomplete passes to end that drive. And turn it over on downs. Take a lot of time off the clock as that drive started with 8:58 to play, and now it's down to 5:22. But Galena will have it. Trojan defense has stepped up pretty big here, though. At the 18-yard line. Shelton, turn, handoff, big hole. Helton, here he goes. At the 50, 45, trying to get chased down from behind by Evan Troike. He'll throw his hand to the feet, can't get him, and into the house they go. As that goes, 82 yards to the house. And just like that, well, I can tell you this, is Joseph Helton can run a 82 yards in 13 seconds in muddy water, because that's how much time that took.
Yeah, that interior line, defensive line, just opened up there. So
they'll line up and go for 2 here. I don't know if they just don't have a kicking game. Turn, handoff, no, rolling to the near side, looking to the back of the end zone, and intercepted on the point after attempt by Wes Jahay, his second interception of the ball game. That one on a 2-point conversion. But with the touchdown by the Bulldogs, 2-point conversion no good. It will stay here at 22-2. 5:09 to play in this opening half. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
B.J. Harris, Dale Shireman back here in Galena. 5:09 to play in the first half of this one. Trojans find themselves in a pretty tough spot, 22-2. Here to the Galena Bulldogs. They've had played really well defensively, and then one play popped by Joseph Helton, 82 yards to the house. 2-point conversion pass intercepted by Wes Jahan. So here we sit, 22-2 with the Trojans getting the ball back. Trojans have had 2 drives, long ones, and picked up big third down first downs. Or picked up big third downs and not able to get into the end zone. This one kicked short, going to be fielded on the run by Derby McReynolds. Derby trying to pick his way through and runs, carries defenders up to the 40-yard line. That was caught on the run at about the 18 and all the way up to the 40 is where the Trojans will start. What's the key here for Girard to finish a drive? They've gotten chunks between the 20s, just can't get it the rest of the way.
Well, like you were saying, the offensive line's given Ty Norris a great amount of time. I think if he sets his feet just a little bit more and our running back or our wide receivers and running backs finish out the routes, I think we'll be all right.
Well, they'll have to pass here to try to come back in this ball game likely in the second half. A score here going to the house would be pretty nice here for the Trojans. Norris, one man in the backfield is Humble. And a guy jumped off sides on the right side, that right tackle. Chase Bryant going to jump off sides for the Trojans. And
they're going
to call it on the Bulldogs. He must have been pulled off sides there on 54. I saw Chase flinch, but I didn't see 54 jump. But instead it'll be Noah Whited. And the Trojans get a free 5. So first down and 5 from the 46. Two wide receivers near his side. Same formation with one running back. Turn handoff Humble. And Trojans not going to get much there.
Got to sustain blocks.
Yeah, there was a hole there, and he was right on the hip of the guard pulling in that hole, but the tackle came from the back side of that play on the interior line, and so no gain on the play. And they do give him about a yard, I guess, on that one. We'll go ahead and give it to him. 4:30 to play. Trojans with 2 timeouts remaining in this quarter. And another offsides, and the Trojans, without gaining much, 1 yard, have picked up a first down. There's a riddle for you. How do you pick up a first down and only gain 1 yard? On first down and 10. Jump off sides. And so the Trojans will move it now into Bulldog territory, across midfield up to the 48-yard line. 2 wide receivers near his side. Humble to the left of Norris. Straight drop. Look downfield. Lets it fly. And intercepted. No. Right to the hands. Too easy for Lawson. I'm not sure who that was intended for. Troike was the only guy really close, but he was about 3 yards to the center of the field. And so it'll bring up a second down and 10.
Good job by the offensive line giving Norris the time. Just defensive lineman got his hands up and tipped the ball up in the air.
Okay. Wade Boatman will lead him to the line of scrimmage. Shirtano singled up over here on the near side. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Humble right behind Norris. Curran in motion. Humble breaks the first part and finally drags defenders up a little bit. Going to lean forward across near the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 3 on the play. It'll bring up a third down and 7 for Humble.
Coach has seen that they're changing in their big tackle, I believe. Their 76 is out right now and going to try to take advantage of that.
You know, Rico checked out of the ball game. Rico Gordon, I think he was the guy that jumped off sides twice. 3:21 to play. Little pass here, looking at Fly down there, and Curran out over his reach. He was stride for stride with Lawson. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 7 here for the Trojans. Now, I'm all for Trojans to be able to get some yardage. 27-yard pass on a 4th and 7. Overkill. And now the Trojans will have to punt it away here with 3:12 to play. 3:12 to play in this first half. Now the Trojans can punt it away. Old Davis to punt it away here. He'll stand at his own 40. Good snap. And a shank. Coming to the near side. Tough call there. It's wet. The ball gets wet, comes back, hits that foot, and just doesn't come off clean. It's got to be squared wide away on a soggy night like tonight. And it'll go up to the 36-yard line, and that's right at the first down marker. But it will flip things there. And Trojans will give it back to Galena. They'll have an opportunity. You got to shake off that last possession defensively because it's 22-2. That's not great. 30-2 is way worse going into the locker room. So Trojan defense needs to stand up here and get into the house and make those adjustments. They'll go double wing here with Helton, the only man in the backfield. They'll send the wing in motion. Kind of bust up inside, but they get it to Lawson. And he's going to lean forward for a gain of about 8. On that one for Lawson.
Little misdirection there. It was a double handoff where he fakes it going underneath and then turns around and gives it back on the backside.
Yeah, we have not seen that look from them yet in this ball game where they've got the 2 wings and everybody kind of in a phone booth there at the line of scrimmage. Split 1 wide receiver to the far side. Tied in near side or winged near side is Sarwinski. Lawson the other wing. And Helton behind Shelton. Trojans show blitz with Lolleman. They'll bring it. Handoff. Helton. First down, but good tackle by Colton Kirby coming off the far side. And that linebacker spot helped out by Wes Jahay. It'll move the chains. A gain of about 3. And it'll bring up a first down and 10 here. 2:17 though. The Bulldogs not in a big hurry here. Up 22-2. One wide receiver near his side. That's Henderson. Same formation with Sarwinski and Lawson each side. Helton behind Shelton. Turn. Handoff guy coming on this way. That's Lawson again. And he's going to barrel forward across the 40. And that'll be a gain of about 13 yards for Lawson. I tell you what, that's a pretty good-looking offense. So I would run that if I was a coach today. I think I'd run something that looked like that because as a defender, you don't know where the ball is. As a broadcaster, I don't know where the ball is because I was guessing on that one. And so were the linebackers for the Trojans. Double wing again. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Longman going to come off this near side again. Turn, handoff, fill the hole, and Helton rolling forward across the 35 up near the 34-yard line. Under 90 seconds to play, though, in this first half, and the Bulldogs just grinding the clock away. A 5-yard pickup.
Got to play some assignment football. Everyone's got an assignment. Every linebacker's got a man, especially when they're double faking like that. If everyone does their assignment, it's great. If someone misses one, that's how they break one for a long.
One wide receiver to the far side. They'll turn. Quarterback, handoff, Sarwinski this time going to the far side. And Troike's going to have to make the tackle. He's going to have a gain of about 7 or 8 yards. It'll pick up a first down, but well played by the free safety. And free safety is the safety valve on that defense, and he had to do it that time as he came up, made a nice play for the Trojans, but not before a gain of about 8 on the play. This time to Sarwinski. First down and 10 here for the Bulldogs. 49 seconds to play. Trojans just like to keep them out of the end zone here in this first half. We got the Girard National Bank, GN Bank halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. Turn handoff, Helton. Helton rubbed him forward across the 20, up near the first down marker to the 19. It'll be short, though, and a gain of about 9 yards for Helton. This drive started at the Galena 36-yard line.
Timeout, Girard.
And a timeout going to be taken by the Trojans here with 17.3 seconds to play in this first half. Back in action coming up on next Friday as the Trojans will head home for the first time to open up the renovated Frank Jameson Field. And I talked to Coach, if you listened to our pregame show earlier, I talked to Coach and asked him, last week at Baxter Springs, the best crowd I've probably seen on the road in a long time. We had the most viewers that we've ever had of any broadcast we've done on Girard Sports Live. And the new field opened up this week as well. The excitement around Girard right now, obviously down by 20 on the road here in the first half is not ideal, but in general, just so exciting to be a Trojan right now, and it's going to be a lot of fun going home next Friday.
Oh, no question about it. The community's excited about the new field. They're excited about the team this year. And I tell you what, we probably needed to put a toll road up around that school because it was almost like a parade of people driving around looking at that field. I think my mom and dad came in from Walnut, Kansas just to see how that field was going to go together.
Well, it looks really nice. There's tons of photos. If you want to see what it looks like and you haven't seen it, go to Girard Sports Live on Facebook, and we've put quite a few up there from different guys who have taken some drone footage. And it's going to be nice to be there next week, but it'd be nicer if we were not down by 20 right now with 17 seconds to go in the first half. Shelton rolling near side, looking down the field. Pretty well covered by the Trojans in the secondary. Let one fly. Gets the grain. And Wes Jahay trying to come back. Maybe no Troike to pick up interception. Couldn't get it. And it will fall incomplete. 3rd down and 1. Stops the clock with 10 seconds to play in the half. GN Bank halftime show. We'll look around the area, try to get you some scoring updates. Last time we heard Frontenac Colgan was up on top of Frontenac by 7. We'll have some scoring updates. We'll have your halftime stats and get you ready. And just like that, the PA guy must have heard me talking. 14-0 Colgan. 3rd down and 1. 10:08 to play. 10.8 rather to play here in this first half. Shelton cut from behind, right down in the backfield. Well played for the Trojans. I think that was coming off the backside. Was either Humble or Lallemand maybe. It was a 4 on the back of the jersey, so the only one was Humble, and that's a good way to end the first half. The first, I think, negative play loss on it for the Bulldogs.
Called a timeout.
Oh, they called a timeout.
Bulldogs called a timeout.
I thought we were done. 6.5 seconds to play in this first half.
Old Bo's got something drawn up on the board down there.
4th down, 6.5. You've got a short field to get there. The ball's sitting at the 21-yard line. Late night last night, getting in from Emporia State. Good thing it was always okay to deal with that when you come in late whenever the Gorillas get a win. Picked up one last night against Emporia. Tied at 13 at halftime, and the Gorillas put together a really nice second half. They'll be in action. They've got 9 days off before getting an after Northeastern State on the road at Tahlequah. And back home on September 22nd, the night after we head to Burlington for Family Day. And so, fun football season. It'll start feeling like it. Today it felt like April. All August felt like April. I hope April doesn't feel like August.
Yeah.
One wide receiver near side, one to the far side. Shelton will go short set with Helton right behind him. 6.5 on the clock. 4th down and 1. Trojans don't bring any pressure. Let it fly to the corner. And that'll be a turnover on downs is what it ends up being because the clock still has 1.2 on it. And Trojans hold there with 1.2 on the clock. They'll get it back. Trojans will likely take a knee, I think. And we will have the GN Bank halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. That was a pretty long drive. Started at the Galena 36 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays, but turns it over on downs. And now the Trojans, they may run a play here with 1.2. Why not? Down by 20. You got one up your sleeve. I bet Neil's got about 12 of those that are tricky like this. That one's not going to be tricky. Just turn hand it up. Maybe hope your guy busts one through, and he doesn't. That's how we'll end it. Here at halftime, the Girard Trojans lead it 22-20 here at halftime over the Girard Trojans on the road. First time we've headed to the locker room behind. We'll see what kind of adjustments the Trojans can make here at the break. We'll talk about it when we return. We've got your halftime stats and more here on the GN Bank Halftime Show on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
Crochan wants to say thank you to everyone who voted us the best internet service provider, the best cable TV provider, and the best in overall customer service in the 2018 Morning Sun Best of the Best contest. And don't forget to join us for our annual Customer Appreciation Cookout on September 15th from 11 to 2. Swing by the Crochan Business Office for lunch and let us thank you for being a supportive customer. Good luck this year, Trojans, from all of your friends at Crochan. And remember, don't get bit, get gigabit.
The Producers Co-op Farm Store is committed to making your life easier by supplying you with the things you need for your farm and home. As always, the Producers Co-op Farm Store has a great selection of farm and ranch supplies, including pet supplies, ranch and corral building supplies and equipment, automatic waterers and feed bunks, tack, dog food, pet and animal health supplies, workwear, boots, and much, much more. Come in and check out the great deals on lots of new merchandise as well. Proudly serving Girard and the surrounding area, and proud to support the Girard Trojans.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Halftime here in Girard, in Galena, the Trojans trail here at the halftime break 22-2 on this one. Let's tell you how we got it here on the Kennar Eye Care Eye on the Game. Thanks to the support from their patients, the Kennar Eye Care has expanded their hours, expanded their locations as well, and they've got them both in Pittsburgh and Girard. Stop by and see the doctors there. Kennar Eye Care, the clear choice. Give them a call at 620-235-1737. The Kennar Eye Care Eye on the Game. A first half recap of how we got to where we are. The Trojans won the toss, elected to defer, so they'll get the ball to start this second half. And Galena began things. They end up punting it away. Trojan defense gets a nice stop. Trojans get it back, and their first offensive possession at their own 19-yard line with 9:48 to go in the first quarter. They go kind of backwards. Not a great start to things. They punt it away. Galena gets it back at their Girard 39-yard line, and they would get their first touchdown of the game. 7:51 to play in the game is when that one would start. It would go 5 plays, 39 yards, capped off on a 3-yard touchdown run by running back Joseph Helton. 2-point conversion was good by quarterback J.C. Shelton. And with 5:52 to play in the first quarter, Trojans trailed 8-0. Trojans would get it at their own 34-yard line. They go 3 and out, punt it away. Galena would get it at their own 44, 4:09 to play in the first half. They go 3 plays, and then a beautiful interception by Wes Jahay would stop the drive for the Galena Bulldogs. Trojans will get it back in really good field position, and 1 play later, fumble it away and give it right back to the Bulldogs at the Girard 22-yard line. So they would have a short field with about 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. They would go 3 plays and score on a 3-yard touchdown run by J.C. Shelton. The 2-point conversion was good on the run by Lawson. And at that point, the Trojans would trail 16-0. Trojans would start at their own 20-yard line with 2:07 to play in the first quarter. It was by far their best drive of the night. as they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plays, marched it all the way down inside Bulldog territory, all the way down inside the 21, or at the 21-yard line, but eventually an interception would be at the 21-yard line, and that's where the Trojans, or the Bulldogs rather, would come back on the field. This is now in the second quarter, 9:55 to play in it. Galena would have 2 plays, and on the second play, they would go into the end zone and fall down, and it was a safety. That was actually on the third play, as quarterback Shelton would have a runner and slip and fall. Trojans were given pressure anyways. Eli Tucker for the Trojans with the pressure. And at that point, 8:03 to play in the first half. Trojans led 16-2. Girard would get it on the safety kickoff at the Galena 50-yard line. They put together another great drive. 8:58 to play is when they take over, and that drive would go down the field as it would go 9 plays again. But eventually a turnover on downs at 5:22 as they would take 3 and 36 seconds off the clock, but couldn't capitalize on it and give it back to Galena. The very next play, Galena from their own 18-yard line, they go 82 yards on a run by Joseph Helton. Two-point conversion was incomplete, and so it made it 22-2 at that point. And that's where we sit here. Trojans would go another good long drive. No, another 3 and out rather. The Trojans would go 3 and out with 5:02 and punt it away. And then Galena would have a long drive as they would chew up the final, basically 4 minutes of the game, of the first half rather. And then they would turn it over in downs with 1.2. Trojans would take 1 pass. And that was it for the first half. 22-2 is your score here at the halftime break. We'll come back and take a look at your halftime stats. When we return, you're watching the GN Bank halftime show here on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Thanks to your support, Kenora Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kenora Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
Whisper a phrase into a person's ear, then pass it on to a group of people. Notice how the message changes by the time the last person hears it? In business, consider word of mouth in the same light. What people say may turn into something different than you would like it to be. It cannot be controlled. That's why Norris Advertising provides proven ad solutions through radio, billboards, and print, allowing your message to be controlled by the person that knows your business best. You. Norris Advertising, a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics.
Producers Co-op of Girard has been serving the needs of farmers and ranchers in southeast Kansas for decades. With a wide range of products and services, you'll be sure to find what you're looking for. Contact the Agronomy Center for seed recommendations, seed treatments, crop scouting, grid and soil sampling, custom and variable rate application, and more. Raise the bar and make this year the most profitable yet. To learn more, visit them online at girardcoop.com or call the Agronomy Center at 620-724-8372. Producers Co-op, working for you.
Hydrix, you're dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
This is Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Thanks to your support, Kenora Eye Care has expanded. With double the space. Thanks to your support, Kenora Eye Care.
Chicken Annie's Girard is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Chicken Annie's of Girard serves up the area's best fried chicken and a whole lot more. Check out their weekly specials like chicken and noodles on Wednesdays, Thursday nights kids nights, and Friday boneless wings. Oh, and don't forget about those delicious homemade pies. Stop in or enjoy their mouth-watering favorites at home with carry-out and catering available. Chicken Annie's Girard, continuing a Southeast Kansas tradition. Learn more at chickenanniesgirard.com or call 620-724-4090. McClellan Sanitation is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. McClellan Sanitation is also proud to have been serving Girard and the surrounding area for decades. McClellan Sanitation offers residential, commercial, and roll-off services. As a locally owned and operated company, owners Dave and Candy McClellan and their employees are dedicated to providing the highest quality customer service. To learn more, call McClellan Sanitation at 620-724-8486. McClellan Sanitation wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck this season.
Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Of course, Ag Choice has all the products you need to keep your crops growing, like fertilizer, crop protection products, and seed. But Ag Choice is also the first stop for keeping your livestock operation going, with a great selection of farm supplies, equipment, and quality feeds. To find solutions to all of your agricultural needs, contact Joe Murphy of Ag Choice of Hepler at 620-368-4347. Ag Choice of Hepler is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans.
It's time for our anniversary sale. D-Rail Commodity Flooring and Furniture is celebrating over 50 years in business. From humble beginnings 50 years ago, HMS Enterprises has grown to 16 stores. With our buying power, we can offer you the best in truckload savings with some carpet styles starting at $7.20 a square yard. Save big in September with these amazing anniversary sale special prices on carpet, LVT, remnants, furniture, and more. Register to win a $500 shopping spree in-store.
Welcome back to the GN Bank halftime show here on Girard Sports Live. GN Bank, formerly Girard National Bank, new name, but still providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. Halftime stats. Halftime stats are brought to you by our buddies there at Evans Motors, just south of Pittsburgh. Let Eddie or Nate get the number that is right for you and right for your budget when you buy your next car, truck, van, or SUV. Getting people on the road since 1935, Evans Motors has been a trusted choice for generations. Stop by the lot, again, south of Pittsburgh, or shop their online showroom at evansmotors.net. And the numbers will tell you all you need to know about this particular contest. As the Trojans struggling here, they've been able to pass the ball. That's been some of their most successful. And I mostly just figured up individuals here, but the Trojans rushing the ball, 22 minus 8 is 4 rush yards is what I have for a net. That may not be accurate, but that sounds about right for the Trojans. They do have 56 yards passing through the air, all to Evan Troike, as Evan had all 56 of those on 4 completions, or 4 receptions, rather. Quarterback Ty Norris, 4 of 12 in the passing game. And an interception. A 6 yards rushing for Norris. Now he has to take he took a lot of those sacks, and that's not his fault for sure. But 6 rush yards on 7 carries. Again, 56 yards passing. Humble, 16 yards rushing on 6 carries. Curran, negative 6 yards. And he gets credit for one of those fumbles, I believe, as well. It could be on Norris as well, but Creed's going to take it. And then I mentioned Troike with 56 yards receiving. Different story on the other side of the ball. Leading the way is Joseph Helton on 8 carries, 109 yards in that first half. Obviously helped out mightily by the 82-yard touchdown run. 50 yards on 5 carries for Lawson. And then for quarterback J.C. Shelton, 0 for 4 passing. Trojans have done a good job defending him in the pass game, is what I have here. 25 yards rushing for the quarterback. Those are your halftime stats brought to you by our friends there at Evans Motors. We'll step away, take another quick break. We come back, find you some halftime scores, and get you ready for second half action. Here from Galena, the Trojans trail it at the break, 22-2 here in Galena. We're back in 2 minutes on the GM Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays, 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Back out here on the GM Bank halftime show, nearly wrapping up the halftime festivities here as the Trojans are out on the field, getting that warm-up here in Galena. Some scores from around the area. Paola blanking Fort Scott right now, 28 to Fort Scott, 20-0. I think Paola is a pretty good team this year. They always are. St. Mary's Colgan, the last score at halftime we had, 14-0. Panthers that was probably the most surprising score of the week last week, seeing Colgan take care of Columbus, and I'm not sure if that's a referendum on Columbus or how good Colgan is this season. We will not get a chance to find out, unfortunately. Labette County, 22-0 over Independence. Also for Southeast Kansas, Pittsburgh, last update was in the first quarter, 12-0 over Chanute. In their matchup, Oswego 8-0 over Marmonton Valley in 8-man competition. They were over there working on. Marmonton Valley had their press box burn up, and they were over there working on it when we drove by yesterday, trying to get that bad boy put together. I could write a book on press boxes in Southeast Kansas. And so those are your scores from around the area. Again, back home next Friday night as we get to go to Frank Jameson Field. Now, that press box is one of the best in Southeast Kansas. Chanute's got a good one. Chanute's probably got the best one, I would say.
Burlington's not bad.
Burlington is nice. And there's nobody ever there.
No.
I don't know how they run their games. I've never seen anybody else there other than myself. Yeah, that'll be a nice one. We'll be up in Burlington 2 weeks from tonight. I mean, it's not nice to go all the way up to Burlington, but they were getting rolled by Olpe on the last score. Olpe's a really good team as well in Class 2A. And so we will get things going on here in this second half. Second half kickoff, just like the first, brought to you by our friends at Larrett Ceramics, 503 West Maple in Girard. Get creative when it comes to gift buying and stop by and see our friends at Larrett Ceramics and give them a call. Lost it. I should have this number memorized. That's a bad on me. Discussion about lights being on, but Larrett Ceramics, there you are. Great gift ideas. Give them a call at 620-724-8442. And the Trojans, this second half, win, lose, or draw here, how you respond in this adversity could be something. This is a really good team.
Oh, it is.
I mean, this Galena team is a team that's going to make a run in 3A. Trojans may get a chance to see them again later on this year in this 3A district down here. The way it works, Trojans wouldn't play them most likely if they end up top 2 in the district. In their district, they wouldn't play them in the first round, but they could see them in a second-round game, game number 10, if you will. And so this second half is important because it can play on to the end of this season. And here is J.C. Shelton. Trojans will get to start things here offensively with the ball. Derby McReynolds, he had a good return, and he has another good return, breaking tackles, and up to the 40-yard line. I tell you, Derby on these couple of returns he's had, I think about giving that dude the ball a little bit maybe in the offensive side of things. Back up running back to Curran. And so that's where the Trojans will start this drive at their own 40-yard line. Here with 11:52 to play in the third quarter. Opening drive of the second half for the Girard Trojans. They got the passing game going a little bit. Ty Norris 4 of 12 with 56 yards in that first half, unofficially. 2 to the near side. Norris will go under center, 2 men in the backfield. Some confusion right off the gate. 6 seconds on the play clock. They'll get it off. Turn around, hand off. Curran, he's got a little running room. Gets the green. He's got some open running room at the 50. And he's got a gain of 12 on first down at 10. The best run of the night between the tackles for the Trojans. And they got a first down on the first play, and they're inside Bulldog territory.
Great blocks up front by, I believe that was Doherty and Bryant on that side. Got their man hooked.
They play opposite sides of each other, both tackles.
Well,
2 wide receivers on the far side, 2 men in the backfield. Under center, Norris. Turn. Handoff again. Curran, another good run. Cuts back against the grain. Up near the 40. Creed, completely different dude in the second half so far in his first 2 carries. He was negative 6 yards rushing in the first half, and here he picks up another 8. He is positive 20 on 2 carries here in the second half. This is at 2 plays. Can't judge a whole lot, but completely different approach to things here up front. And the Trojans, those same big dudes are down there in the trenches against them. Second down and 2. Turn, handoff, Creed, another little stutter step, and he'll fall forward. He's got the first down up across the 36, maybe 37-yard line, maybe. And it'll move the chains. We'll give him 3 on the play. And not sure what halftime adjustments were made, but it's working so far. Shirtano to the near side. Tight end Harrison this side. The slot is Kirby. Yes, Kirby. Turn, handoff again. Creed, shake and bake, spin forward. His cuts into the backfield and at the line of scrimmage have been fantastic. Not running straight ahead like they were before. And he's jogs back to the huddle and says, let's do it again. A 4-yard pickup on that one for Creed Curran. And it will be a second down and 6. And much more fun to call plays when you're positive yards on first down. Same formation, just the other side. Wade Boatman will center himself over the ball. Norris, turn, option. Norris spinning out of one would-be tackler and not going to get much there. That pitch might have been there on the edge if he's able to get it out there. And it'll be, and Wade gets up a little bit wobbly. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play there for Norris. And it'll bring up a third down and 7 now for the Trojans. 9:41 to go, third quarter. Trojans trail 22-2. Opening drive of this second half down here in Galena. Shirtano to the far side. Slot is Kirby. Norris under center. Tight end far side as well. Turn. Option. End around coming this way and blown up. That was well played by Lawson. And Troike was in there on that far side. I don't hate that play call because you've got everything going to the right side, and if that gets open, he was the only guy over here. If he gets open, that thing's going to the house probably with the speed of Evan Troike, but he stayed home. That's just the discipline of that backside linebacker or DN. He was a linebacker in that set, and that's a big loss of 8 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 4th down and 14 here Fake the pass, play action, lets it fly, throws it down, and it's intended for Gage Shirtano, but it'll fall incomplete. And, well, another promising drive that started. The Trojans end up turning it over on downs. They chew up some time up. There's a 8:40 mark. And take over 3 minutes off the clock on that drive. But the Bulldogs now will have it at their own 42 to begin their first offensive drive of this second half.
Bulldogs from their own 42-yard line. First down.
And J.C. Shelton will settle under center. Turn, hand up the middle, Helton. And he's up near the midfield mark. Backside going forward. And he had about an 8-yard, 7-yard run and ends up going for 11. Again, he was over 100 yards for rushing in that first half. He had a 109 on 8 carries in the first half for the Bulldogs. And so with first down and 10 inside Trojan territory, 8:23 to play. Fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. Henderson will be the wide out to the far side. 2 wings, Sarwinski and Lawson. Helton the deep back. Shelton under center. Blitz comes. Turn. Helton runs by the blitz. And it's a gain of about 8 again on that play. And kind of a, I don't know if that was a blitz or if that was Chandler Humble guessing on that one. He comes on that linebacker side and ran right past the play, right at him. He got sealed down inside. And sometimes that linebacker spot, you might benefit yourself by staying back just a little bit, not being quite so aggressive because that guard can get on you pretty quick. And I think that's what happened there to sprung that 8-yard run by Helton. And it'll bring up a second down and 2. Shelton, turn, hand, this way, coming this way for Lawson. Lawson breaks off 1, and then down inside the 30-yard line as he'll pick up about 10 yards on that play inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. His first carry of the first half, and Trojans tried to come in there. Somebody got low and tried to get him. He just bounced off that knee, and he's a load. Is Lawson. Same formation, 2 wings and a man in the backfield, Helton. First down and 10 from the 29-yard line for Galena. Since Sarwinski in motion, turn, handoff Helton. And he is brought down. It is being blocked up front so well by Galena that there's no contact until he's 7 yards downfield or 6 yards downfield, and there's no contact up front by the defensive line. Have yet to find an answer for this Galena O-line.
Yeah, they're blowing our tackle out. He's got to at least make a pile there, but he's on skates being pushed to the inside.
Helton with 25 yards on this drive alone. Second down and 4. 6:40 to go, third quarter. Nothing fancy about this. Just get you going in different directions. Turn, handoff. Helton again, and he'll barrel forward across. And a gain of about 5. He needed 4. He got 5. Did Helton inside the 20 up to about the 18-yard line. (22-2). I can't believe what we drove through on the way down here that it hasn't rained at all during the game.
Imminent danger was what my phone was saying for flood warnings.
It looked like it if you drove over the Spring River right there outside Riverton. That was kind of scary. But you kept me safe, Dale.
That's right.
Turn, handoff, coming near his side. Lawson, this one time in the backfield, trying to bring him down. Cole Cuthbertson, I believe, got the contact down inside for the Trojans as he busted through them. No, that was Carter Doherty, 53, not 73. Just couldn't quite bring him down. Carter looks a little gassed. It ends up being a gain on that one as he gets it up inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Ended up picking up 5 yards on that play, but it looked like it was going to be a loss in the backfield. And same formation. Shelton will settle under center. Turn, handoff. Nope. Sarwinski outside. Trojans cover that one pretty well. And a nice job by Evan Troike. Evan has had a pretty good game in the passing game. He's made 4 catches for 56 yards. But his defensive effort tonight has been pretty handy because they've had to rely on that safety in the secondary.
That's right. The defensive line has strung it out enough that free safety and the outside linebackers have to come up and make that play.
Serwinski, a 3-yard run on that one to bring up a 3rd down and 3. This Trojan defense needs to bend but not break right here. An opportunity to make a stand. 3rd down and 3. 4:50 and counting in the 3rd quarter. This 3rd quarter has flown by. Trojans took over 3 minutes, and Bulldogs have taken more. Here's quarterback keeper by Shelton. It's going to be close to a 1st down. We'll depend on the spot on that one. Well played down inside the interior line as Carter Doherty makes that play as well as he came down from that DN spot on this side. They flipped their DNs and flipped their D tackles as well to the strong and weak side, and that time he came to the near side and played it nicely. 4th down. 4th down and a short one. 4:14 to play in this 3rd quarter. Quarterback under center. They're going to come right up the gut. He will try to. He's got the 1st down and a little bit more as he leans forward up to the 5-yard line. And it ends up being a gain of about 3 on the play. Just needed a yard. Gets it down to the 5. Well, I tell you what, I've been on both sides of that. When you get to the line of scrimmage as an offensive lineman and you are 100% sure you're going to get the 1st down because you can get a push so well, and they're doing it. And I've been on the other side of when you're on defense, and you know they're going to get the 1st down as well because they've been pushing you backwards on every possession. 1st down and goal for the Bulldogs. Turn handoff Helton. Leaning forward. He's inside the 5. Back to the line of scrimmage and maybe picks up 2 on the play. It'll get to the 3-yard line.
That goal line defense, I mean, the best thing you can do is make a pile there, and linebackers have to fill. So,
2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line. 3:21. This drive started at the 8:40 mark of the 3rd quarter. It's taken over 5 minutes off the clock. It started at the Galena 42-yard line as well. This is the 10th. This is the 11th play of the drive. And it's 2nd and goal at the 3. Trojans, so everybody inside the box. Turn handoff. Helton leans forward, and he's into the end zone on a 3-yard touchdown run. That was smash mouth football at its finest on that particular drive as they go 11 plays and 58 yards and cap it off on a 3-yard touchdown run by Helton here with 2:56 to play. And now they'll line up and go for 2. 28-2, Trojans trail, 2:56 to play. 2 men in the backfield. A wing is Lawson to the far side. Turn, handoff, end around back to Lawson. Now they pitch it outside. That was pretty fun to watch. And kind of end around. And it's supposed to be more of an option look, and he just kind of putted it out there to J.C. Shelton. Ends up scoring it. And we've eclipsed the 30 mark here on the 2-point conversion. Trojans trail it here on the road in Galena. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on your home for Girard Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Back out here to Galena. Trojans trail 30-2. 2:56 to play in the 3rd quarter. That drive went 11 plays, 58 yards, took 5:16 off the clock, and was capped off on a 3-yard touchdown run by running back Joseph Helton. And that was his drive on that one. He was a big part of it all the way down the field. J.C. Shelton will kick it away here for the Bulldogs, and it's going to be offsides against Galena.
And there's flag on the play.
And this will back them up 5 yards and give the Trojans a little bit better field position to get things started. At this point, you start thinking about, okay, what are the things we need to work on? What are the things we need to do? Are there any guys maybe we can get in the game to get some varsity Friday night experience and have help develop our depth? Because down by 28 and your offense has been decent at times but can't complete drives. This is one of those times where you just try to continue to stay positive and continue to try to build on the season. It's a long year. We're only in week number 2 against a good Galena team.
And we can't compete for the CNC title anyways, so these are the tune-up games that we need to get.
Well, back them up 5 and do it again. Here is Shelton. Wobbly kick to the sideline. Let that thing go out of bounds if it will, and it does. And the Trojans will have really good field position at the 35-yard line to begin things here with 2:56 to play in this third quarter. Had really good drive put together on that last one, the opening drive of the second half. The Trojans went 7 plays. Creed Curran had 3 carries for 33 yards on that drive, and Trojans sputtered after that, turned it over on downs at the Galena 42, and they marched down the field. Some of the same, though. I think they figured a few things out offensively there at halftime, and just want to see a finished drive here in this one. Chandler will step up, and so will Creed. Norris, turn, handoff, Curran. Curran again picking his way through, and Creed's vision's been really good here in this couple of drives as he's kind of slow-played it a little bit and able to squirt through there. That's a gain of 3 on the play for Curran.
Number 24, Curran with the carry. Russell.
And the Trojans will have second down and 7.
Second down and 8, Girard.
See, that's the hometown. They say second and 8. We say second and 7. We give him 3 when they gave him 2. 2:23 and counting. In the third. Norris, turn, handoff again. This time too much penetration, but Creed trying to keep it alive. Can't do it. Maybe gets to the line of scrimmage. Nope, he's going to lose about a yard on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 now for the Trojans. 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Morris goes to the sideline, gets the play from Coach Philpott. 17 seconds on the play's clock, still plenty of time. Shurtado to the right side. Near side is Curran in the slot. Troike the wideout. Humble to the left of Ty Norris. Ty, straight drop. Plenty of time. Swings it underneath. Troike can't make the catch. A little bit behind, but again hits him in the hands, and that would have been enough for a first down. I believe he was going to be able to get the run. He would need about 2 yards after catch. But it brings up a 4th down and likely punting situation here for the Trojans. Stops the clock with 1:35.
Got Lallman back in to punt.
Yeah. Caden Lallman going to come on to punt the ball away here. He punted full-time last year for the Trojans. Cole Davis comes in and punted a few times. Now give Caden a chance here, the sophomore linebacker, backup quarterback, and he puts his boot into one. Coming to the nearest side. Bulldogs with a couple of sub in there on the return. And that was returned there by the tight end, Blake Booth. And that's where the Bulldogs will start at the Galena 33-yard line. Here with 1:25 to play in this third quarter. Well, if you're Galena, you're thinking we want to just turn around and do the exact same thing we just did. It's takes time off the clock, shortens the game, and is demoralizing. New guys in the ball game, though. Same quarterback, J.C. Shelton, new wing on one side. They'll go in motion, turn, handoff to Helton. Still breaking tackles, and finally ripped down from behind by D. Weidman. And it's minimal gain of about 3 on the play, maybe 4 for Helton. The other wing who's come in is A.J. Holmes, sophomore. Being a gain of 4, under a minute to play now here in the third quarter. 30-2 your score. Trojans down here against Galena. Under center, Shelton, turn, handoff, Lawson. Nope, Helton rather. And Chase Bryant going to make a nice tackle there. It'll be a gain of about 3 on the play. Let's say a gain of 4, and it'll bring up a third down and 2 here for. Here's why that's different. See, the PA guy said 4 downs on the first one, then 5, but there's 2 yards to go. That's not possible. So it's 4 yards, and 2. Simple mathematics, Dale.
I understand.
Play clock and game clock are identical. See if they run one. They probably need to. Game clock's a little bit ahead of the play clock, in fact. Shelton will go under center. He'll turn, hand off. Helton's got the first down across the 45 up to the 46-yard line. And that'll be a gain of about 3 yards on that one, maybe 4 again on Helton. And that's the end of the third quarter. After 3, Trojans trail 30-2. We're back in 1. You're listening to or watching Trojan football. You're on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Girard National Bank is now GN Bank. Family owned and operated, GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality of financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Whether you have personal, business, or agricultural needs, GN Bank is big enough to handle all of your banking needs, yet small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank. GN Bank, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at gn-bank.com.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the 4-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
30-2, Trojans trail it here against the Galena Bulldogs. B.J. Harris with you alongside me, Dale Shireman here on this one. Trojans need to stop defensively here as we start this fourth quarter. How about Joseph Helton? Had 109 yards rushing at halftime. He's got 59 here in the second half, 168 in the ball game. And first down and 10 here for the Bulldogs from their own 46-yard line. He'll stay in the ball game in the backfield. Shelton will be under center. 2 wings. The only real replacement they've made offensively is bringing in Holmes instead of Serwinski on that other wing. Quarterback keeper here for Shelton. Well played. Derby McReynolds got him stopped but couldn't bring him down. And then now still on his feet there for Shelton. Help comes finally. Helped out by Troike. It's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play to bring up a second down and 6. The last 4 plays have been 4 yards apiece. That time was Shelton on it. 11:31 to go in the ball game. Henderson to the far side. Lawson in the near wing. Tailback, Helton. Show blitz. Quarterback keep. Now handoff Lawson. Lawson's got the edge. He's picking his way through across the 40, up near the 35-yard line inside Trojan territory on a pickup of about 13 yards for Lawson. And it will move the chains. That's a well-executed play for the Bulldogs. Trojans brought a little pressure right down inside, and they pinned it and were able to kick it. Well read by Shelton and kicked outside. 11 minutes to play in the ball game. Wide receiver near side, 2 wings. Same formation. They didn't run this until the second half, and they've ran it well. Turn, handoff. Helton finally bottled up. Drag a pile forward, across the 35, up from the 35 down to about the 31-yard line. So a gain of about 4 yards on the play. And it will bring up a second down and 6. 10-12 to play in this fourth quarter. Trojans trying to just end on a high note. Get a stop here. Turn. Straight drop. Derby McReynolds needs to recover. And it's thrown behind him, and they throw a flag. Derby didn't really need to do that. They're going to say he interfered with him. I'm not entirely sure that's an accurate call anyways, but if he did, it was not necessary. He had to recover, and I think he knew he was behind. And then that pass sails over the head, way over the head of the intended receiver. A little play action pass and incomplete. But a penalty.
Galena hasn't thrown the ball enough. Derby was looking in the backfield and realized, wow, he's behind me.
They'll march that down on the penalty all the way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Under 10 minutes to play. The clock stopped there as they move it forward. First down and 10 from the 18. Shelton settles under, turn, handoff. Helton. And leans forward up to the 11-yard line. That's a gain of 7 on the play for Helton. And it'll bring up a second down, long 3.
For the Trojans.
Galena's offensive line's doing a great job opening up holes and getting to the secondary.
Those big guys that play on the D-line do not play on the offensive line except for one at 77, but they're not real big up front. I mean, fairly big size, but they're fast. They can pull out there, and that's what a pull guard just did now. Blanken blocks downfield, springs open. Helton going to spin that one. And from the 11 down, that was Lawson rather on the carry, down near the 5-yard line. So a gain of 6 on the play for Lawson. I tell you what, pretty athletic guard pulling out there is Braden Roberts, 56. He got on his horse a little bit and got out there and sprung Lawson on that play. They know what they do, and they do it well. They've ran about 10 different plays tonight, and they've all ran pretty well. A little different set here as they go full house backfield and just get behind the quarterback and try to push him into the end zone, and they do from 3 yards out. It's a 3-yard touchdown run on the quarterback keeper as Shelton will get it in the end zone. That drive started at their own 33-yard line, so it goes 67 yards, and another long one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-play drive, 67 yards. Started with 1:25 to play in the third quarter. Here we are with 8:48 to play in the ball game. Trying to run that slant inside and incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good. And we will sit here with 36-2, your score, as the Bulldogs add to their lead here tonight on a rough one in Galena. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football. Your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Farm Bureau is proud to support Girard High School student-athletes. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to make insurance simple. Agents Judd Sasho, Lori Johnson, and Lisa Sasho take pride in educating their clients and members so they are able to make the best decisions. There's a lot of information out there, and at Farm Bureau, they can explain it in a way that relates to you so you can apply it to your life, family, farm, and future. To learn more, contact Judd, Lori, or Lisa at 620-724-4213. Go Trojans!
About 4 minutes and 37 seconds on that drive. 10 plays, 67 yards, capped off at a 3-yard touchdown quarterback keeper by J.C. Shelton. And the Bulldogs lead it here by the score of 36-2 here in this fourth quarter. And the Trojans will get it as they will start inside their own 35 at about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line when we get this thing ball set right there in that muddy center field. I don't know if I would judge this field as holding up well or not tonight. We received several inches of rain before we got down here. It hasn't rained since, but
this field was almost half underwater when we got here, BJ,
Yeah.
so I'd say it's holding up decent.
So the Trojans will start here at their own 33. 8:43 to play in this ball game. Build some confidence here. Turn Norris, busted play. He'll try to bust out of it and try to get something positive going. And maybe a loss of one on the play.
Sarwinski making the stop for the Bulldogs, the loss of one. It'll be second down.
Bring up second down and 11. You want to continue to execute and not have mental mistakes here. Again, this will be one that'll be a challenge for the Trojans and the coaching staff to make sure the Trojans understand and learn from this one and keep on shake it loose. I mean, you can't dwell on it going into week number 3. You've got the Columbus Titans, which I think are ripe for the picking when they come into Frank Jameson Field next week. So try to end on a high note, build some confidence, and get out of here. And a stoppage in play. And it's an illegal procedure against the Trojans. So back-to-back kind of bonehead plays here on this possession. Try to clean things up a little bit. That'll back them up. It'll bring up a second down and 16 now for Girard. Under 8 minutes to play in the ball game. We'll have that game for you next week as we get to go home. And pregame coverage will start, as it always does, with the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Clock will wind there after the
Second down and 16, Girard.
penalty. Second down and 16 for the Trojans. Ty Norris, straight drop. One great receiver route. Gage Shirtano is going to make the catch, and he is going to be smoked across the 30 by Joseph Helton. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play.
Helton making the stop for Galena. A pickup of 5. It'll be third down.
Going to bring up a third down and 11 now for the Trojans. Clock continues to tick here, 7:18 and counting. Shirtano will go to the far side this time. Slot will be Curran. Wide receiver to his own here, wearing a black jersey is Evan Troike. Norris looking. Now he'll pull it down, and he'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a gain of about 4 on the play, maybe 5. It'll end up being a 5-yard carry for Norris. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 6 here for the Trojans. Well, I'm not sure what you do here. You don't get it. You give them a really short field, and this thing, 36-2, looks bad. But 42 or 44-2 looks worse. Snap back for Norris. They're going to go for it on 4th and 6. Throw it underneath. Troike makes the catch. Bends back around. Got to break a couple tackles, and he is smoked. Well, I tell you what, Joseph Helton's played a pretty good game offensively, but that dude is coming to hit you. And it'll be a turnover on downs. It's a completion of about 4 yards, 5 yards on the completion. No 6. Needed 7. Troike, 62 yards receiving in this ball game. And to his credit, bounced right up. All you got to do is take a look at Evan Troike's jersey. No, he's been playing tonight. Getting after a little bit, both offensively and defensively. They'll pull the chains tight. That might get it. They did. I would not have guessed that when that play ended. Trojans will move the chains on that one up for Troike. And I was convinced that he didn't make it, but he does. That's good. And it's up to the 43-yard line. New set of downs for the Trojans. 6:45 to play. They'll wind the clock. Shirtano to the near side. Troike and Curran to the far side. Troike in the slot. Harrison will step back as a tight end wing. And hitting the backfield. And Chandler Humble did that one with a little grit.
Number 44, Humble.
Stumbles forward for a gain of 2.
He's hit there by number 56, Wayne Roberts.
Roberts make the tackle for the Bulldogs. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 here for the
2nd down and 9.
Trojans. Same personnel, same formation. Trojans don't substitute it on offense much. This kind of 11 guys have been out there. Breaking down, Norris ripped down from behind by Gino. Rico. Gino, Rico. Dude's hard to block. That's going to be a loss. About 8-9 yards on the play. And it will be a 3rd down and about 16 here for the Trojans from their own 37-yard line. Tight end far side. 2 wide receivers that way as well. Norris trying to swing it out here for Humble, and it's nothing doing. And Roberts will come in and make the tackle as well for Galena, and that'll back him up another with the 37. Ball going to be spotted back to the 34, so loss of 3 on the play. Loss of 3 for Norris. And 4th and a mile. They're going to punt it now. And Lallman will have it at the 20-yard line to punt it away. Low snap, bob a little bit. Lallman will get his foot into it. And Caden, nice punt again. That one's kind of off the hands. Then caught. And Holmes going to get a return up near the 45-yard line up to the 46. And that's where the Trojans will, or the Bulldogs rather, will take over on offense with 4:22 to play in this ball game. And what could be the final drive, if Galena picks up a few first downs on this one, they'll start at their own 45. No idea why that does that. Sometimes it does. Some free advertising to Sony or whatever that camera is. Turn, handoff. They're kind of picking on the Trojans now. Turn, handoff to Lawson up near the 40-yard line, and that's a 15-yard gain by him.
First down.
I'm not sure if I understand why they've still got their starters out there, but that's between Bo and his conscience, I reckon. 36-2. They pretty well dominated. Now they bring in a new quarterback to run things with Henderson. Maybe that's why they leave Lawson in there as a safety valve for him. Henderson, the heir apparent, I guess, for J.C. Shelton, the junior, will settle up under center. Turn. Now turn, handoff Sarwinski, trying to catch the corner. Trojans, good pursuit there. This tackle, but still on his feet. 3 guys were at the point of attack, couldn't get him down. It ends up being a gain of about 4 on the play. Should have been a gain of 0. But it will be a 4-yard pickup there on that one by Sarwinski. And they'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 here for the Bulldogs. 3:30 to play. Evans Motors postgame show coming your way in just a little bit. We'll recap this ball game, kind of walk you through the highlights of the first half and how things transpire here in the second half. We'll have your final stats as well. We will probably forego the Coach Philpott interview as it's muddy and nasty, and he's got to climb a ladder to get here. Give him a break. End around coming this way. And up to the 30-yard line. And it's going to be enough for a first down, a 6-yard carry by Lawson. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. 2:45 to play in this ball game. Trojans trailing Galena. End around again to Sarwinski. This time real well played by the Trojans as Carter Doherty going to run him back into the backfield for the Trojans, or D. Weidman actually on that sideline getting a hold of him. Starting to be hard to see those numbers with those fellas down inside. We've had a few substitutions in there for Girard to get some playing time here in this one. Cole Davis in at linebacker for the Trojans. The guys that are coming in as substitutions aren't hard to find. Those bright white jerseys, beautiful. Second down and 10, no gain on the play. Turn handoff now this time coming this new way. And it's going to be a illegal block, kind of a blind side, or it'll be a block against the Bulldogs. I'm going to call holding, and he had a hold of Colton Kirby. Did 52 for the Bulldogs. Austin Sturgis. And that'll back them up 10 yards from the point of the infraction. Which ends up being bringing up a second down and 19 now for the Bulldogs. With 1:51 to play in the contest. 36-2. 1:47 to play in the game. Sarwinski will be the end to the near side. The other one is A.J. Holmes. Lawson in at running back. Turn, handoff. Lawson, big run. Still running. And finally upended. Brought down. Good tackle in the open field for the Trojans by Taylor Bruning. Making the play there, needed to. Because that was one guy and it was gone to the house. Lawson. This might be a little bit of a harvest time for Coach Sarwinski and the Bulldogs. Lawson, Helton, Shelton, all seniors. Those big fellas up front. Ward is a senior. 56, Roberts is a senior. So they need to make hay while they can. Holmes, good hard tackle there coming down for the Trojans. Going to play for Girard. That'll help him up for Colton Kirby. He's played hard tonight. Bring him a fourth down.
Making the stop for the Trojans. Fourth down and 2.
Fourth down and 2 here for the Bulldogs. 23 seconds, and it will be the final play of the turn handoff on what will be the final play of this this ball game, rather, as they'll move the chains, just give enough, and they'll have to take a knee on it. And it will be a Bulldog first down, but they won't need to run a play, and that should do it. 36-2, your final. Trojans get a little taste of it today. Hopefully it's a bad taste in the mouth, and they will go to work on Monday to try to get rid of it against the Titans, but a really good Galena team proved it tonight as the Trojans fall here 36-2. And we will talk more about it here on the postgame show. Evans Motors postgame show brought to you by those boys at Evans Motors, just south of Pittsburgh. Let Eddie or Nate get Nate or Evie get you the car, truck, van, or SUV that's right for your budget. Getting people on the road since 1935. Evans Motors, just south of Pittsburgh. See their online showroom online at evansmotors.net. Trojans lose it here 36-2. We'll talk about it next when we return on the Evans Motors postgame show on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
For over 80 years, Evans Motors has provided some of the best handshakes in the four-state area. No matter what type of handshake a situation calls for, Evans Motors will guide the hand into its proper position with the correct amount of pressure. Risky handshakes, classic handshakes, or something in between, Nate and Eddie have an arsenal of shakes, roughly umpteen. So the next time you want an optimal handshake, come to Evans Motors in Pittsburgh.
Peony Dental is a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans. Chris Peony DDS offers exceptional dentistry for all ages in a friendly atmosphere. In fact, Chris Peony has been caring for smiles since 1993. No wonder so many Trojan fans look so good. Peony Dental offers preventative care, Invisalign, whitening, bridges, crowns, and more. Stop by today and ask about the all-new CEREC dental system, offering same-day crowns, start to finish, right there in the office. To learn more, visit them at 106 South Ozark in Girard or go online to peonydental.com.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
The best place for your pregame or postgame meal is Bender on 7. The Bender has quickly become Girard's favorite restaurant with incredible specials like the famous Taco Tuesdays, 3 tacos for $1. Wednesdays, try the adult grilled cheese. Thursdays is chili dog day. And of course, Friday, game day, is steak tips after 5. Grab a friend, grab a drink, and grab a seat at the Bender on 7, where they're streaming Girard Sports Live right now. Bender on 7. Order now. 620-724-4860.
Back out here on the Evans Motors post-game show on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris, Dale Shireman. Tough one here for the Trojans. See that score there as they fall to the Galena Bulldogs 36-2, as we'll talk about this one here and get out of town for a Friday night. We're going to let Coach have a break. Normally his post-game interview is brought to you by our friends at Community National Bank and Trust. They've been serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Also, our hit of the game brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair. If a deer ends up tackling your car like the Trojans at times did tackle the Bulldogs, not as many times as we would have liked. Hit of the game was, I think, a tackle by D. Weidman down inside there. Got good contact and brought his guy to the ground. But in a tough loss like this, it's hard to find one of those. So if it does happen to you this fall, and it's almost inevitable for a good handful of us, you need to take it to Bradshaw Collision Repair. Bob Bradshaw offers refinishing, paintless dent repair, glass replacement, and more. Let Bradshaw Collision Repair get you back in the game. Call 620-724-7300 for Bradshaw Collision Repair. That's how this thing happened here. As we let you know, Trojans trail 22-2 at halftime. As the Bulldogs had a couple of big plays. Trojans drove it at times in the first half as well. Just never couldn't get in the end zone. They did get a safety with about 8:03 to go in the first half. But the Trojans could not get the stops there in the waning moments of the first half and gave up another score. So it's 22-2 at halftime. Girard takes the opening drive. Big plays by Creed Curran as he ends up with 31 yards on that drive, rushing on 3 carries. The Trojans drive stalls again as they turn it over on downs with 8:40 to play in the third quarter. And that's when Galena would go to work. They'd started throwing 42 with 8:40 to play, and they would go 58 yards, take 5:16 off the clock, and cap it off on 11 plays on a 3-yard touchdown run by running back Joseph Helton. Two-point conversion was no good, and it would sit there at that point 30-2 actually the 2-point conversion was good, and it made it 30-2 with 5:16 to go in the third quarter. Trojans 3 and out on the next play. Galena would start at their own 33-yard line, and they would put together another dandy of a drive. That one ended up being 10 plays, and went 67 yards and was capped off on a 3-yard quarterback keeper by quarterback J.C. Shelton. 2-point conversion that time was no good and made it 36-2. Trojans would have to punt after another decent drive. They'd get some yardage anyways, move the chains once, and they would have to punt it away with 4:22. Galena would get it back at their own 45, and they would basically run out the clock. It was only, 6 possessions in that second half for these two teams, and so it shortened it dramatically here as we're just over the 9 o'clock hour here in Galena. Trojans lose a tough one here on the road against the Galena Bulldogs. We'll step away, take another quick break. We'll come back and have your final stats and wrap things up here from Galena. The Trojans fall 36-2. You watched it on Girard Sports Live.
Girard Medical Center now offers both outpatient pulmonary and cardiac rehabilitation services. Our approach combines physical therapy, respiratory therapy, behavioral health, and nutrition to help you become more fit and active.
With cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we want to focus on lifestyle changes. We provide people with education to help prevent further events.
Each treatment is unique to the individual patient because at Girard Medical Center, we care for our communities one patient at a time. Call us at 620-724-5126.
When I wake up in the morning, love, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Then I look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day.
G&W Foods is the one-stop shop for everything you need to feed the family. With a great selection of quality, fresh, and delicious foods, you're sure to find something to satisfy every appetite. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, the folks at G&W Foods can help you find what you need so you can get in, get out, and on your way with your day. Plus, don't forget G&W Foods for the great daily lunch specials. Open 7 days a week. Check out their weekly Facebook-only specials. The G&W Foods family super wishes the Girard Trojans the best of luck.
Mathis Drugstore Incorporated has a proud Girard history of more than 50 years. Glenn and Karen Mathis took over the store in 1983 from Glenn's father and have been providing outstanding customer care and service since. At Mathis, they know their customers by name and value their support. Primary goal is to provide fast, accurate, friendly service. Mathis is a full-service pharmacy that accepts most insurance plans and supports competitive cash pricing. Mathis Drugstore, a proud supporter of Girard High School student-athletes.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Back on here one final time on the Evans Motors post-game show. BJ Harris and Dale Shireman as the Girard Trojans do fall here on the road 36-2 to the Galena Bulldogs. And need to take a look at your final stats brought to you by our good friends there at Bender on 7. Everybody who is headed to Bender on for another great post-game celebration. So grab your friends, head to the Bender, and have some fellowship anyways. Certainly not celebrating a Trojan game, but want to talk about it and have some fun as well. Late night snack and a lot of fun there at the Bender on 7. Girard's newest and most favorite hangout. Dine in or carry out. Call 620-724-4860 for the Bender on 7. And also our halftime stats there, our final stats rather, brought to you by those guys. 56 yards passing plus 12, so 68 yards passing for quarterback Ty Norris. He ended up negative in net rush yards, 6 of 15 from the air in the ball game. Chandler Humble, he ended up with a net of 24 yards for the Trojans on 9 carries. For the Trojans, Creed Curran, he had 27 yards as he finished with 7 carries and 27 yards. Evan Troike, 68 yards receiving on 6 catches, had 1 rush that was negative 8 yards in the ball game as well. For the Galena Bulldogs, only stat you really care about, 179 on the ground for the Bulldogs. Joseph Helton in this ball game. They went well over 200 yards as a team in the ball game. Final stats brought to you by the Bender on 7. Got to name our player of the game for the Trojans in this one. As player of the game is brought to you by the Market 120. And that's a tough one, a tough loss. I thought Creed Curran came out in the second half and did a nice job getting some positive yards going, but I think we're going to give it to Evan Troike with 6 catches in the ball game, 68 yards for the Trojans as he was Johnny on the spot. And then I mentioned in the broadcast that safety valve at free safety. He came up and made some plays and kept some things because this thing could have gotten worse on some of those were breakaway plays. So if Evan Troike looked great tonight, and you'll look great too when you walk out of the Market 120 where you never had a bad hair day. A full-service salon. To schedule your appointment, call 316-650-6688. That's 316-650-6688. 88, and these guys could probably use a makeover after splashing around in the mud for the better part of 2 hours here tonight in Galena. That's going to do it for us here tonight as the Trojans fall 36-2 to Galena. We'll be back at it, trying to jump back and bounce back at home. First game of the season at home against the vaunted Columbus Titans, and we will have it for you. Again, our pregame coverage will start at 6:30. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock there from the new Frank Jameson Field. Thanks to our partner, Dale Shire and BJ Harris saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You've been watching Trojan football on your home for Trojan Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
This is Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Shotgun for Norris. Looks like a blitz coming by the Rams. Turn, hand off McFarland. Got a hole up the right side, trying to lean forward. Leans, he does. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Trojans.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Craw-Can Telephone, your community technology partner. Also by Ag Choice of Hepler, American Family Insurance, Jenny Collins Agency, Bender on 7, Bradshaw Collision Repair, Bumper to Bumper, Call Service, Chicken Annie's Girard, Community National Bank and Trust, Derailed Commodity, Evans Motors, Farm Bureau Financial Services, G&W Foods, Girard Medical Center, Hydrix Appliance, Jagged Edge, Canar Eye Care, Kim Kravitz Photo, Laird Ceramics, Lehman Realty, Mathis Drug Store, McClellan Sanitation, Norris Advertising, Paoni Dental, the Producers Co-op Agronomy Center, the Market 120, and the Producers Co-op Farm Store.
Shotgun here for Siebert. Definitely 2-down territory at this point. Everywhere it will be. Straight chop. Good timing. Thomason again. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. A 27-yard pitch and catch.
It's